No.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News. I'm Scott Cione. Tonight, I am here with our special guests, Dr. Claudia Albers, our Planet X physicist, and Andrew, the Boogeyman. Andrew, how are you, my man?
Good to be here, really. I got goosebumps. I can't wait.
Claudia, how are you, my dear?
I'm very well, thank you, Scott. And how are you?
I'm not doing too bad. My allergies are driving me insane right now because of all the tree pollen and naturally the chemtrails. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I wanted to bring Andrew on, I wanted to preview his website and also his YouTube channel. And the Boogeyman, he has some absolutely phenomenal equipment, telescope equipment. And matter of fact, right there, you could see it in the background. And those are just his small babies.
Those are small.
You know what? You want to fill us in on the type of equipment that you have?
Oh my God! It starts with lenses upon lenses upon lenses, and ends with parabolic dishes upon lenses. But what we've built recently, and we're going to unleash here in just a little while as the book drops. Sorry, my wife's phone's going off. But we are going to unleash what's called the Mad Max Project. It is the second largest privately owned telescope in the world. And it was hand built by me and my beautiful wife here. You have not seen it yet, but you will see it soon. As soon as the book drops, it's going to be a promotional item. We're going to have what is that called? The Guinness Book of World Records over here kissing our butt. And but we're going to allow them to. So, that's that.
Yeah, live stream that, man. Live stream that.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Speaking of books, real quick, I'm going to flip back over to my screen, folks, and I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Just give me 1 second. And something kind of weird popped up today, folks. Dr. Albers and I published our 8th book today.
Wow.
And this book is called Planet X and Our Solar System. They don't want you to know the truth.
Ain't that the truth?
For the first time, let me go ahead and click on this real quick. And for the first time, folks, something very, very strange happened today. As I was going through all of the publishing and I got confirmation back from Amazon, I noticed something weird in the confirmation. And it had me click on another link, and it was showing me all of the countries that have now banned our books.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we've never had that before. 7 books, we've never been banned from any country. But all of a sudden, today, with the release of this book, we are now banned in every single Middle Eastern country.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
That's crazy.
So I don't know what the deal is. That's very, very unusual. It's not Amazon that is doing it, but it's the individual countries themselves.
Wow.
So I don't know. This is a fantastic book that Dr. Albers and I have put together. This is several of her articles and a lot of the recent discoveries from Planet X News. And it's pretty jaw-dropping. And a lot of people don't want to, countries, their governments, they just don't want people reading this material. They don't want people watching this material on YouTube. I know for my YouTube channel, I'm banned in a lot of different countries, European countries. Before, back in 2016, everybody was able to see my videos, but then by October of 2017, they started dropping the hammer on me. And, it's just been that way ever since. And we're closely moving on 75,000 subscribers here on Planet X News, but the video counts keep going down, 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 down. Now, already this year, for 2018, we've put on almost 25,000 new subscribers in the first 9 months of this year. But the video counts, they don't show it. However, if you go to our our website, and all of the videos from YouTube, they automatically get posted into an article on our website. Those view counts are in the hundreds of thousands. And my website is on Blogger. That is a Google product. YouTube is a Google product. And when you're watching the video, you're watching it on my website through a YouTube URL link. So how is it that those view counts are not coming up? Now, everybody can see my website from around the world. I mean, I even have people in China that are able to see my website. So, the shadow banning, the censoring, look, it's still going on. It's always going to go on. In about a week from today, we're going to be releasing our new MFA Media Group website. And as I've mentioned before, Vimeo has built us a beautiful video platform and live streaming platform for our website. And we're also going to have the ability to issue people a channel. I'm only going to be, making this opportunity available for hardcore truthers out there on YouTube and Facebook and the internet that are really, really getting censored. And you'll be able to put your material up there, say what you want to say, and uncover and show the world population what you have to say without somebody putting their hand over your mouth. Because I can't stand that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So now, with our book, we're now banned in every Middle Eastern country. There's a whole list of them that they sent me, and I'm not even going to go over it because it's already got me pissed to high hell. But enough about our books there. Here's Andrew's Boogeyman channel, Boogeyman Up All Night, and he's doing some fantastic things here, folks. His one link right here, the Skywatcher Union. He's got a bunch of truthers on here, including Jeff P. and a lot of other folks on here. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the description box. Oh, God. Sorry, the chat, the live chat real quick. So just give me 1 second. And let me move over here real quick. I got all kind of things opened up.
He was going to join us tonight, but unfortunately, he was going camping with his family. He dropped some real craziness on me today, which I promised I would drop on you guys, but I just don't think it would
be the same.
It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, without.
So I think we should really schedule another live one. We should have Jeff P on. He's got some real cool stuff going on. He's piecing some real big dots together that are going to probably take fruition here in the 10th of October.
The 3rd.
The 3rd, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Along with this, the 2-minute warning that's going on, and the new FEMA, what is that called? The emergency.
Oh, the blast on the cell phones.
Yes.
Management. This is only a test for the next 60 seconds.
Exactly. And so he is planning some real, he connected some real cool dots. And I mean, honestly, as much as I try to say I memorized it, it's just not the same. So Jeff, I just want to apologize for not kicking this. My call did not record today like I planned. Okay. Yeah. And so I really think that it's best he does it. Okay. So hopefully we can all get together some other time and have Jeff P on and let him blow your mind.
Oh yeah, man. We've done some live streams with Jeff. Jeff is a very, very highly intelligent man. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for Jeff and all of his work and his discoveries with the sun simulator, would probably be slightly lost.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely.
Like over the years since 2016 and 2017 and this year, I mean, he's done some incredible work, and we'll get together. We're gonna do some more live streams together. Whenever I get the MFA Media Group website up, it's balls to the walls, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been kind of quiet lately. I've been kind of quiet lately because I don't want YouTube messing with me anymore. Facebook's already starting to mess with me a little bit.
Really?
But yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Because I wanted to mention it like live to everyone that you know, this guy has got almost 75,000 viewers, and the fact that I have more views than he does just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Listen, man, I got a lady on YouTube that's making freaking mini cupcakes who has more views than me. You know, I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. I know exactly what YouTube is doing. You know, it's no big deal. You know, we'll have our day, and once we have the website up and running, I'm going to be doing more live streaming, a lot more news events from around the world. We're not going to be boring, you know, like CNN and crap like that. We're going to cover hardcore truth news from around the world. And as time goes on, we're going to see more and more catastrophic events. It's just going to fill the news.
Yeah. Well, I think you've definitely theorized the weather and the turn of the weather and what it's going to be doing in the last 3 years, and you've been on the money every time. And anyone who denies that needs to go back in the video archives and check it out again.
Yeah, I mean, I have over 1,600 videos on my channel, and yeah, I mean, I've been uploading them to our new Vimeo platform, but it just takes so long, you know, because there's so many of them. But the documented evidence is it's undeniable, you know. And our last live stream that Dr. Albers and I did the other day, that capture, man, you know, it's still blowing my mind. I don't know. Did you see the photograph that I captured on this coronagraph?
Is that on Friday?
Yeah,
you did the live stream.
Yeah, we're watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and bring it up.
Yeah. I also wanted to point out that I built a page for both of you and Dr. Albers on our website. And on it, I wrote a custom script for YouTube that you guys can see. Your entire channels have been brought over to our website.
So every time you upload it, it'll like update itself.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
So this is a good one.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you'll love it. So
yes, this was on the 19th of September, and I was going through some of these coronagraph images, and lo and behold, well, this is not the original image. This is I put this image through that new high definition program, and this is a stacked image. And I mean, if you zoom in on it, this is an occulter that's over the sun on the coronagraph to block out the rays of the sun so you can see coronal mass ejections, things of that nature.
that's what's happening.
And lo and behold, I mean, there it is, right smack dab in your face. And Dr. Albers, we discussed the size of this object. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
That one seems to be extremely large, perhaps about half the size of the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of the larger ones. But of course, we do have some that are larger than the sun. We've, you know, shown the evidence for that for, you know, a few years now. We've been seeing these very large objects. Perhaps in the last few months, I've written some articles on that. There's even one that's about 7 times the size of the sun.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some big stars out there. You know, I forget the name of the one star. Oh my God, it makes our sun look like a little dot.
Beetlejuice, maybe?
I forget. Claudia, what's the name of that star? It's massive. It begins with an A.
Is it the red giant? Because the red giants don't really count. We want them as
Arcturus. Arcturus, yeah.
That's one of the ones. That's one of the huge ones. There are some that are about 1,000 times larger than the sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Doctor, before we continue, what exactly are we looking at here so everyone understands? Because
okay, so this is a chronograph, and the chronograph is a visible light telescope. And it may be a reflector, it may have mirrors in it, but it has an eyepiece, which is a lens.
Okay.
And they put a little occulter on it, so it blocks out the brilliance of the sun, so we can see the corona.
Okay.
And the thing is, what I've discovered is they have purposely defocused these telescopes.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So first of all, you have a very small eyepiece, and you have diffraction effects, and then it's defocused. So a lot of objects end up looking like a dark circle surrounded by a bright ring.
Wow.
Yeah, but they've done that on purpose. That's why none of these objects are in focus.
Yeah.
You can clearly see that.
This whenever I was looking at the original image, and I'll show you the original image. Just let me bounce out of here real quick, and I have it down here. Oh no, that's not the original image.
Doctor, have you heard the theories of these lens arrays, like Jeff P talks about? And that we've caught a million times, though. But what's the chances these things are behind a lens array? Sorry if you're not familiar.
I have actually been thinking about what they're actually doing. And I think what they are doing is producing lenses out of air, because the air is full of nanoparticles. And these are metallic nanoparticles. So if you intersect two sound waves, you can produce anything. Interfaces, because the nanoparticles will form an interface exactly where the sound wave will produce the right resonant frequency. So one of the things they're doing, I think, is sound generators. They would have them in the atmosphere, and then so they're using these chemtrail particles for everything. The other thing they are doing is producing diffraction gratings out of the atmosphere. Okay. So the nanoparticles are then separated into. They can use a sound wave for that. You have a region of high density, a region of low density. What does that produce? Produces a gap. Ooh. And that gap, so high density, low density, high density, low density, that produces a diffraction grating. Okay. And then you take your laser from above the diffraction grating, so above that cloud level of the atmosphere where they, or wherever they have, the aerosol spraying, and they shine a laser beam on it, but it must be a very wide laser beam or a whole row of them. And then what they do is, as these beams go through the diffraction grating, and the combination of the two things produces a hologram. Wow. So everything below the diffraction grating becomes a hologram.
Wow. Okay. This is mind-blowing. This answers so many questions. Remember, we were talking about that grid pattern. Right after we see the grid pattern, when we're recording, we start to then see holographic projections. Well, Scott was just bringing up one of those pictures where I saw the grid pattern.
I know. I just
that we were just discussing. Yeah, Scott. I don't know if you know. Right there it is. That's the one.
Because we talked about it when they were doing the live.
Yeah. Before we went live, everybody, just so you know what we're talking about, I was discussing with the good doctor and with Scott about these grid patterns that we were seeing on our recording devices right before we would see these holographic projections. Well, here you go. Here's one of those grid patterns right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looks like you're looking through a screen door. It was kind of weird because it was obscuring these small objects here, and they're really not that small. There's another one down here. And these objects are bigger than Earth, way bigger than Earth. I'd say these are, I don't know, Claudia, what do you think? Maybe twice the size?
Twice the size of Earth, I would say.
Wow.
At least it could be a little, it's about that.
Yeah, and then
these are the smaller ones. We have much larger ones around. But don't forget, these objects are dead stars. Those are the larger ones, are dead stars. But we also have dead planets and dead moons. So you get them in different sizes. Basically, planetary cores, moon cores, because that's what they become when they die.
Okay.
They shed all their outer layers, and the actual core of the planet or the moon is exposed.
Wow.
So they will look like moons if they don't have any layers around them.
Okay.
If they have an absorbed atmosphere from the Earth, they will actually look like a moon, a very dense moon.
Wow. I've got to pick your brain sometime, Doctor.
I think you were trying to.
Yeah, no doubt. Our moon in our atmosphere, I'm sorry, not in our atmosphere, but in our solar system, is that considered a dead moon? What is that considered?
Now that's a living moon.
Really?
All solar system objects are living. That's why they can retain a steady an orbit around each other. If the moon was dead, it wouldn't orbit the way it does.
Got
basically.
it. Okay. Huh.
So our moon is a living moon. It most likely has a core that is still generating energy. And that's where its gravitational field comes from. Without having a core that generates gravitational energy, then the object becomes dead. It doesn't have enough gravitational influence to then go into a regular orbit around another object. And then it behaves strangely like the stellar cores that can just hover in position over a point with respect to the surface of the Earth or the surface of the moon. That's why we see them just staying there. They can stay there for hours. I observed one in a chronograph that stayed in position for 7 hours and then it suddenly moved away. That's how they behave.
Wow. Jesus. It feels like they're almost moving intelligently. Like
it almost looks like it, but what it is the energy drawing process. They will stay in position, make a connection, draw energy until they filled up, and then they move away. What they've absorbed goes onto the outer layer of the object. It slowly percolates into the interior of the object until it's all absorbed into its own central core. And then the object is again attracted to the sun and goes in for another refueling.
Wow. And this is
these objects actually make plasma connections with the sun. I mean, I've captured it. Oh my, quite a bit. I've got footage from 2017, 2018, making huge plasma connections with the sun.
Wow.
So, you know, this is their energy source. This is what I was talking about with you earlier. When they are in this orbit around the sun, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're going to stay right. The sun is now their host, like a parasite. They're not going to go anywhere. I don't think that they can actually reach a release speed, because these objects also rotate very, very fast. Yeah. And I believe that's probably one of the main reasons why they have such a very, very strong magnetic field, just like the sun.
Yeah.
So they're going to attract each other. And if you do some research on, brown dwarf stars, this is probably pretty close to a brown dwarf. There may be brown dwarfs within this system. Over the last 10 years, scientists, astronomers, astrophysicists, using the WISE survey of space, they have located a whole bunch of brown dwarf stars. There was a video that was done by, I believe it was Harvard University. All of these astronomers, astrophysicists, scientists, they were reviewing information about a cluster of brown dwarf stars, 6 of them. They had them on the WISE scan, and then they went back 6 months later on the same scan, and they had all moved apart. So, that's very, very interesting. They do say that right on the outskirts of our solar system, we're pretty much almost surrounded with these brown dwarf stars. They have them labeled. They even categorize and classify them now.
Hmm.
So, you know, over the past 15 years, a lot of information has come out about these brown dwarf stars. You know, and I'm not sure if that's what we're looking at, but whatever these objects are, they're powerful. They definitely have the ability to affect the sun, because just take a look at all of the massive coronal holes that have been opening up on the sun over the past couple of years. And I'm talking massive.
And a lot of them.
Yeah, and they're always pretty much earth facing.
Man.
So is there the possibility that you know, these objects are draining off the outer atmosphere of the sun, creating the massive coronal holes? And then, you know, the sun is rotating. Naturally, it's going to rotate one of those coronal holes directly into the path of Earth.
Oh.
Dr. Albers, you want to elaborate what happens when we're in the stream of a coronal hole?
EMP.
Well, it used to be that we'd get fast solar wind because I thought it was a connection between the sun and one of these objects, but further out. And there does seem to be one that is larger and perhaps is actually in orbit around the Earth. And it was possibly making a connection with the sun. But nowadays, the sun is so weak, you hardly ever get fast solar wind. But going back to the brown dwarfs, you see that they changed the name. A brown dwarf, when I was a student, was a star, a dead star between the white dwarf and the black dwarf phase. They changed it to mean a substellar object. But I have changed it back in my articles, and I said that brown dwarfs are these objects that we have around the sun. In fact, I even have some articles where I say Planet X system is a system of brown and black dwarfs. The brown dwarfs still emit some light. So they're not completely dead. They emit infrared light, not visible light. The black dwarfs emit no light whatsoever.
Yeah, they're black.
They emit no light, nothing, not even infrared, but they are still alive. They still have a magnetic field. In other words, that's what we have here. We have brown and black dwarfs with high magnetic fields because they used to be stars. And I've written some articles on that, and that's basically what the Planet X system is. It's the system of brown and black dwarfs. And eventually, they'll all be black dwarfs because they will drain energy from each other. If they come close enough to each other, they will draw whatever is available until there's nothing left. And now they are basically draining our solar system. And I believe actually they've been around for a long time, but our sun was so strong that they were not actually able to penetrate inside the solar system because they're all around it. But as our sun gets weaker, and some of them are able to penetrate and go to the sun, they start drawing energy from the sun gets weaker and weaker, and more of them are invading until eventually every planet, every star in our solar system, and I do believe that Jupiter and Saturn are actually small stars. And Jupiter is actually moving into the brown dwarf phase. That's why it has stripes.
Oh, okay.
Brown dwarfs are characterized by those stripes. And that is because all stars have different bands that often move at different speeds. But when they are emitting a lot of visible light, we don't see them. It's only when they stop emitting that visible light that they develop these stripes that we can see and look different to us.
Yeah, this picture that I had up on the screen.
It's a picture that Scott took through a telescope.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and
this got me in all kinds of trouble, man. Ooh. Yeah, this was the big discovery back in May of 2017.
Oh, wow.
This is a better more.
Yeah, this is when I started calling them stellar cores. Until then, I called them brown dwarf stars. I call them stellar cores because I realized we have a solid surface here. And it looks dense. There are grooves in it. The grooves are actually, I've discovered more recently, is because these objects expand in size because of the loss in gravity. They expand, they get larger. But it's a solid object. There's no gas there. Even the stripes are made out of a material that's solid, but not as dense as the core itself that's underneath that. And it's losing its outer layers of material. It's actually losing the material that makes up its stripes.
Yeah, we could see it here, like this strafing. This was just an absolutely amazing capture. And if you zoom in close to it, I mean, you can see these just, it looks like strafing marks. I don't know if these are, you know, volcanoes. I mean, I don't know what the
surface of this is. I think that's because it's expanding. It's a very dense material. It's the core of what was once a star. And when it expands, this kind of material expands obviously in this way that you get all these little fissures in it.
Wow.
Yeah, this picture gave me nightmares, man. I mean, this is massive. This is not a small object in any way, man. This is a massive, way bigger than Jupiter. I mean, this is a massive object.
It's blue because it's emitting blue light. That's what I discovered as well. And it gets bright as it absorbs more energy from the sun. The core itself starts out dark blue, and then it gets brighter and brighter, or a lighter blue, until it becomes almost bright white. It gets hot and it starts emitting light.
Can I show you something? Can you tell me, is this the same object as that?
Hold on. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, can I? Because I caught something not too long ago that looks a lot like that, but a little bit. But I shot it in infrared and gave it a yellow tint, so that's the reason why it's not blue.
Okay.
Or do you know how to share your screen on the Hangout?
Yeah. 1 second, please. Now watch this one. Tell me if it's the same object, but it's okay if it's not.
Click on your little square down in the right-hand corner.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, all right. Got it. All right. 1 second, please. And here we go. Now, as you can see, it's got the same stripe.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
Yeah, now I don't know if this is the same thing, but it starts to morph. And it loses the stripes, and then it gains some, and then it loses.
Then it may not be a real object. I'm not sure. It could be a holographic, or it could be interference. I'm not sure. Those stripes look very regular. That middle one.
Yeah, it's very weird. Again, I have no idea what it is. Just one of those things floating out in space.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wanted to show you, but probably not the same object. Just looked a lot like it.
I think that looks like either a device or a holographic projection or something.
I could see the holographic projection thing for sure.
Yeah, it definitely might be a hologram, because those lines actually look like they're cut away.
Yeah, it looks like an old musket bullet from Civil War.
Yeah, it does. We're gonna have to maybe slow this footage down, get it frame by frame, and
very interesting. Look at it.
Get screenshots of it, and then zoom in, stack the image.
Just move from your field of view like that.
I just closed it. I thought you guys were gonna take the screen. My bad. Here, take it back. It does a lot of the same weird stuff in it. Let me tell you. I don't know. I'm sorry. I closed it down. I don't know what the heck I was thinking.
Okay. I was just wondering if that was its.
You can click your stop sharing button at the top.
Where the? Okay. Sorry, guys. Bear with me here. I'm kind of dumb. Just go look.
There you go.
All right. Did that work?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'll click on them.
Nope. You're good to go.
Okay,
Yeah, he
okay.
could click
Sorry,
on it,
guys.
yeah. I'm the IT person around here, so
Yeah.
I help him out.
Oh, good.
There's a
I work telescopes, but I cannot work Hangouts or Google products. That's as far as
No,
I go.
but your wife can. That's wonderful. That's a great team.
And hot as hell. I love calling her when we have IT problems at the office. Like,
Everybody laughs about it.
especially when she's down fixing stuff under the desk and her cracks hanging out.
I could do that too. No, just kidding.
I'm trying to find I have so many pictures. I mean, I have literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them that I've captured over the years now, and I'm trying to.
You into?
I think your moon's your favorite, right? I think he said
I don't know.
capturing.
What's your forte? What are you into?
As far as
Taking pictures. Like, what do you like to take pictures of? What rabbit hole are you going down? I asked you that earlier, I think.
well, I mean, I take some daily photographs of the sun, and I know it's, just the sun simulator. I know I'm not going to capture, too much, but then again, I've captured UFOs. Matter of fact, I have one right here on my screen. I captured some crazy anomaly in the sky.
He takes pictures of the moon as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always capturing
Actually, the
UFOs.
holographic moon.
Nice. There we go. We're all changing terminology these days.
I'll show you this one. Oh, look how red I am. Let me reset my camera.
Why are UFOs not in anymore? Like, why do people just not care about UFOs?
It is really
I have the UFOs, and no one seems to. Why are you so red?
Yeah, I was just taking this picture that's up on the screen now. I was just taking some photographs of the sky, and I know this is an inverted.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
This is an inverted image, but this was up in the sky. I don't know what the hell it is.
These are drones. These are the worker bees. I know exactly what these are.
But I haven't stacked this image yet. But it's
so what you're seeing on top there is a lens that is from the lens array system that they use in order to bring sun to the Earth on different parts of it from the sun simulator.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not the only one. Like I caught this one. I don't know. I think this was at the beginning of
Thousands of them out there,
A
Scott.
halfway station, probably.
Yeah, this thing was massive though, man. This thing was so huge, and it was in the daytime. Like I just pointed the camera up to the sky, and bingo, I end up capturing this. And then I caught another one. Let me try to find it because there's like so many.
One of them usually has something on top of it. They're worker bees. That's what we call them.
Okay.
Yeah, check this one.
And they are fast, man. And some of them carry mirror relay systems. Some carry lens arrays. Some carry this and that. And they zip in and out of the sun simulator, and they power themselves off the sun simulator or the mirror relay system, and then they go back to work. Those things are really cool. I believe they're owned by NASA, NOAA, the Air Force, you name it. But this is the work that we're uncovering right now. This is our current rabbit hole.
What?
There's another one that I captured just in the daytime. I was taking a picture of the sun with my camera, and when I downloaded the pictures and I'm looking at it, I'm like, what in the hell is that right there to the right of the sun?
What do you shoot with? Do you use a P900?
This was a 35 millimeter Canon something with a 50 power zoom lens, but I didn't even have it zoomed in. It was just a quick picture, and I put the camera away, did some running around, my car, took a few more pictures, came back, downloaded them, and I review them. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
And it's usually only in like one frame out of 30,000 frames. I mean, these things are flying. But is it really that easy? Does it really say AIS on it?
I mean, whenever I inverted this,
that says AIS on it. Or EIIS, maybe something like that.
It looks like Windows, man. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but here's a I mean, I haven't stacked this.
The powers that be are so cocky, they're actually putting their own logos on these things now.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah, I caught another one too. Where the hell is it? This one was recent. And same thing. I was just pointing my camera up at the sky. I don't know, man. Maybe the Lord tells me when to point my camera up at the sky. And
Yeah.
let me find this thing because it's very, very unusual. Oh, here it is right here.
You and I were talking earlier, Scott, about the fallen angels, right? The Book of Enoch. And so we have this theory right now that this is the beginning steps of the powers that be, the fallen angels, working themselves into the Internet of Things. And they need 5G in order to do this. This is the missing recipe, we believe. That these guys are going to, this is the beginning step of the Terminator, the movie, right? We all know this is how it's going to end. Man versus machine, man versus AI, right? So we're seeing the beginning steps of all of it, right? With 5G and how it's rolling out. 5G is the beginning steps of the fallen angels getting inside the Internet of Things, beginning the AI of all of this, right? And so these things are then going to take over all of our AI, our Internet of Things, using the 5D and the Chronos and, you know what I mean, these supercomputers. Why in God's name would Google and Amazon and eBay need a computer that thinks on a quantum level?
I know, right? That's scary.
Yeah.
Started. I buy on this level. Why do I need to purchase on this level, but you have a computer that thinks on other levels? Like, come on. Like, I'm just a shopper on this timeline, right? So why do you need a computer that thinks on other timelines and other realities? Like, it's madness. They're all working together. They're trying to get these fallen angels inside of our Internet of Things. They're all working together. They want them on our computers. They want the what's that called? The chip, the RFID chip installed into all of us.
That's crazy.
That's how they can take over our bodies, claim our bodies and our souls, you know?
Yeah, well, actually, what Lucifer wants is to remove our power of free will.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
And that's what he's after, and that's the plan that he's working towards. That's why all this is happening.
Okay? This is a physicist saying this. Pay attention. All right? I love this woman. She thinks outside the box. This is not your everyday physicist. I'm so happy to be here with you right now, okay?
Thank you.
Big fan. And I don't know who your husband is, but he's a lucky man, okay?
Thank you.
I'm trying to find this other picture. I have so
He's
many.
actually been doing this a lot longer than I have. So he's been researching this, you know, even longer than I have.
Yeah, I started this back in college. My last year in college, I had a theology professor that brought it up one day in class about this planet X, and we're like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" But he was a retired FBI agent, and he was also a profiler.
Wow.
And what he was actually teaching us, because it was part of a marketing class, but he was teaching us about body language, how to read somebody's body language, blah, 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 blah. And then one day, I don't know, man, he just broke out into this magazine article, and we ended up talking about it for days. You know, and I've always been, you know, I like earth space science. I think it's very interesting. I want to know what's out there. And, you know, I had my own UFO experience when I was 16 years old, and I told you all about that.
You are not a regular guy, dude.
Yeah, and it was just, you know, just from that point on, I'm like, wow, I have to learn more about this. And I, you know, stopped him after class, and I started asking him about it, and he started feeding me information on it. And, you know, and there wasn't much out there back then in 1991. And then, you know, I went through my career for, you know, 22 years. I really didn't delve into too much of it here and there. But then in 2005, man, I really started noticing the chemtrail episodes.
Wow.
And I started documenting it.
You are awake. Jesus.
Yeah, I started documenting it on Facebook in 2009. By 2010, Facebook terminated my Facebook page in 2010 because I was going hog wild, man. I was taking daily photographs. I had a really good camera. I was zooming in on the planes, blah, blah, blah. Then one day I woke up and my Facebook page was gone.
Wow.
So, you know, I've been on to a lot of different subjects.
Mhm.
You are used to getting censored. I guess.
Yeah, man. And I hate it.
Time when you weren't censored.
Yeah, well, that's probably never going to be.
Yeah.
You got to create your own damn YouTube. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could see just the evidence that I'm putting up on the screen now. This is all evidence that I've collected on my own, the discoveries I've made on my own. It takes hours and hours and hours of work, you know, going through, you know, video footage from the NASA space probe websites and so on and so forth. And again, how could you deny what you're looking at on your screen?
I don't know.
Actually,
this though, can you
this
break
actually caused a huge coronal mass ejection on the sun. It's right there in front of your face.
Yeah, they provoked the sun into CMEs and solar flares. That's why the sun became more active since 1850 up to about the year 2000 or so, and then it started weakening. It became more active whilst it had the energy, and then it started running out of energy, and now it's very, very weak.
I mean, you know, when you look at a picture like this, and I captured this past February 12th on the cactus, and this is a coronagraph that it's a program that pays very close attention to coronal mass ejections and solar flares, mainly the CMEs. And you know, every time there's a CME, I'm going directly to cactus and I'm capturing it. And this is not the first time I've captured this massive object on this cactus coronagraph. Okay. I've captured it many times. I mean, if you just look at it, this was the raw image right here.
Before you stack.
Yeah. Okay. And then once you put the picture into a higher definition, you can clearly see they're blurring the damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's just a different sepia filter. Very basic. Come on. Yeah. Look,
looks like the seeing eye of horrors, isn't it? It is reptilian.
Now you see why they don't want me talking. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Let me just throw that out there.
Oh, boy.
You look good.
Not say that too
much. I think you're very dude, Scott. I think you would look much better without a bullet.
Yeah, well, listen, man. That's one of the main reasons why I have a remote start for my car.
Yeah. The thing is, they can't kill us as long as we continue to talk, because if they were to kill us, then they would just confirm that what we were saying was true.
Yeah, that's true. But let's just stick with you guys are better off alive than dead, okay? I'd like to keep you guys in this world as long as I can. That's all right.
I mean, you know, I'll be honest, man. I don't see what the big deal is. You know, this is a massive discovery of a stellar object or a substellar object in our solar system. I mean, this should be on the front cover of Time magazine. This should be on the front cover of Astronomy magazine. This should be on the news everywhere around the world. Every telescope around the world should be pointed. You know, every observatory, everybody in science should be on this. Yeah, but Dr. Albers, tell them why mainstream science would not put their lips on this.
Funding.
Well, the thing is, the moment you admit that there's an object near the sun, everything, all of physics changes. Yeah. Everything. It just, the whole smoke and mirrors of the false physics that has been taught for the last 100 years will fall apart.
That's awesome. God, I love you, woman.
So they cannot do it.
And
they will never admit that the Earth is in danger because they don't want the Earth's population to know what's going on. They will not even admit to themselves that this system is here, it's surrounding the solar system, and because of that, there is no getting out of the solar system. You know, all those powers that be, that work for Lucifer, that believe they're going to be able to get out of the solar system? Well, I discovered it's impossible. They can't get out.
Oh my God, who is she?
Yeah,
God,
the secret.
What is going on there?
The secret space program, the SSP, they, you know, it's already been out there. They can't leave our solar system.
I love it.
That's a big problem.
I never thought we'd hear that on this channel. This is great.
Yeah. And I know exactly why, because the Planet X system is a dead system, but basically almost zero gravitational influence from these objects. So the moment you try to get out of the solar system, you end up in this system. That's the end of all the gravitational fields. They use electrogravitic drives. They won't work.
So it's like a dead end kind of. So you try to get out, you come back to the dead end.
That's right. It's like getting to the edge of the galaxy and you can't get out.
Like Blair Witch Project on those.
Yeah. I mean, if you take a look at the image on your screen now, wow. This is a stereo Asechi image. This is from 2013. Okay. This is 5 years ago. You have the sun on the right-hand side producing a coronal mass ejection. I believe this would probably be, I think this is maybe Venus that's in the photograph, if I'm not mistaken. But the large object off to the left, I mean, for God's sakes, look at it.
It's a parabolic dish, or what is it?
No, it's actually an object. And I measured its size. It's about 7 times the size of the sun.
Wow.
Wow, that is
so
really...
do we know what it is?
Well, it's one of these stellar cores, one of the dead stars.
Okay.
All that's left of it is the core of it.
Okay.
That is really big.
That is really big.
That thing's massive, dude. I mean, it's just massive. It's a little hard to scale the image and the size and get depth perception as, you know, is it behind the sun? Is it next to the sun? Is it closer to the camera? That's always been a problem with these space probes, these spacecraft, like the stereo and SDO.
Yeah.
But I mean, for God's sakes, I mean, look at it.
Yeah, but we know that these large objects never move very far from the sun.
Yeah, they're always going to be right there.
So with that, you can estimate their size by just estimating the sun size. And the sun here is very small. It's the same size as the little white circle on the core too. And I've actually placed the images together so I could estimate the size of the sun. The sun would be if we could see it in this image. So then I could estimate the size of that object. I did that in an article.
Can you come just right there? Those 3 dots at the bottom, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, but that looks like Orion's belt.
Looks like a what?
Orion's belt at the bottom of that ring.
I don't know if you would see Orion in.
That's what I'm asking.
You mean right down here at the bottom?
Yeah, right at the bottom. There's 3 dots. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't actually think we would be able to see any background stars through this. Well, they say it's possible, but most of what I've seen is actually the debris that these objects generate. That emit some light, and then they're not actually background stars, although you never know, there could be some, but we just don't know anymore. There's so much debris. These objects generate, they lose their outer layer, so it comes out in pieces, so you get different sized pieces, from dust to asteroid sized pieces.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta think about what's been happening with the asteroids that have been coming from the sun. Let's go back to 2013, or when did Chelyabinsk, Russia? Was that 2015? When was it? 2013?
2016, I believe. Yes. That was a nasty one, boy.
Okay. Ooh. Now we keep having these asteroids and these large meteors coming from the sun.
Yeah.
They can't see them. They can't see them. That's why they didn't see the object coming at them, or coming at Earth, which blew up over Russia.
Yeah.
That thing was the size of a school bus, and it was traveling 15,000 miles per hour, and they caught it at the last second before it exploded and came into the atmosphere and started burning up, and then it exploded up in the sky. Thank God, because if it would have hit, we would have had.
I think they used one of their plasma weapons to explode it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering because, okay, first off, why did we have no warning whatsoever? I mean,
because they can't see it.
Boom. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, if it's coming from the sun in the daytime, their telescopes, as they all stated, even NASA came out and they said, and even Russia, China, they all said we didn't see it coming to the last second.
Yeah. So that's if you believe in satellites.
Yeah. It could be that they sometimes just don't tell us anyway, because they don't want us to know what abilities they have.
That's true too.
Because they have radar.
Yeah.
I don't, with the plasma weapons they have out in space, I don't see why they wouldn't put proper radar out in space as well, so they could detect these objects coming in.
Yeah.
But they won't tell us about that. That's for sure.
Very, very strange. Very, very strange. But you could see they've been around for a long time. I mean, they've been around for a long time.
I'm looking at that round ball. I cannot stop looking at it, Scott. It looks like they caught the firmament of the earth, and they just, I don't know. That shit looks like Orion's belt on it. I can't lie to you.
Well, it could be. I don't know. We would have to look at the date and to see where Stereo was.
Yeah.
And where it was pointing to. We could then look at what stars were there, what constellations. It's possible that it was Orion.
Now look at this. Look at this image, and this is this bad boy coming right up over the sun.
Wow!
Because there was something popped up on SETI one day, and it was just this big planet with a big hole in the middle and this big chunk missing out the side. That at first glance, no one paid any attention to it, but NASA started scrambling for a backstory. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. It was just an anomaly. You're like, well, on closer look, it was really weird because the stars gave it away. Orion's belt was right there. You could see Orion. You could see the nebula. You could see the sun and the moon. It looked like Earth to me. Why? Because it had Antarctica on the fucking ass of it. Okay? And the craziest thing about it, guys, it had a damn bubble around it. Okay, it had a firmament. And I was like, holy crap. And I made a video about it. And I would love for you guys to watch it because it's a real eye-opener. And I don't usually think like this, guys. I don't want to believe these things. I don't want to believe Earth is really surrounded by a bubble. Okay. But then you see pictures and you see, articles on NASA, and NASA saying that there is a man-made structure in between us and the Van Allen radiation belts. And they were made with the same low density sound waves that the good doctor here just talked about. Well, I didn't make it. Did you make it? Who made it?
Yeah, I just wrote an article. I haven't made a video on it yet because I analyzed some video footage which is supposed to have come from the ISS from 2014. And the whole thing is a simulation. It's done in a studio.
Wow.
So I don't know if what we see from the ISS is even the real Earth.
Boom.
Be a simulation.
Shocker. I've got so much green screen footage of the ISS. I want to barf. I was watching the ISS live stream at one point, and a stagehand comes behind the Earth.
Oh my goodness, really?
He is smoking a cigarette. I've got a picture.
Oh my goodness, Andrew! Please, can you send me that picture?
Oh, I have it. I have it here. Let me bring it up here. Let me cue it up before you guys take over my screen. Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll give you the screen there.
All right, hold on. No, go ahead.
My goodness.
Hilarious. You'll love
And you
this.
know what? And they were simulating the sun with a laser beam. It's actually a straight laser beam shining on the Earth.
That is such a shocker. Let me tell you.
No, I don't think showing us the Earth from space at all.
I want to believe everything that they tell us. I want to. I really do.
Yeah. But I don't believe a word they say.
The more stuff that I capture, the more stuff that hurts my head.
And then the more that it comes out, it seems like they just make articles right after everybody finds it and have a cover-up story.
Oh, absolutely. Gotta get the cover up.
Gotta get the cover up, right? And every time that there's a glitch out on the ISS, there's you always see the astronauts glitch out, but it's only the astronauts, only the stuff on green screen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it boggles the mind. You're like, guys, how can you expect everyone to believe this stuff when you can't even get your own damn footage right? You know what I'm saying?
I love whenever they have the astronauts out there and they put their hand over the camera.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I called them out on this image right here, and when I did, let me tell you that their hand went straight over the camera. So do you see this little douchebag in the back here?
Oh,
yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, he was smoking a cigarette, came walking right out the back there. I was like,
oh, my.
And I said, NASA. And I was like, yo, I can see your stagehand in the back. I'm totally calling you out.
Oh, my
system just started transforming, dude, like Optimus Prime. And,
yeah, because you're watching them live.
Yeah, I was watching them live. I took this screenshot so everybody knows you got no one to blame but me, all right? I took this screenshot, all right? If anyone's lying, it's me. I dare you to call me.
It is all done in a studio. I mean, that just confirms it. I mean, I thought so after I analyzed this video, but wow.
Yeah. It's lovely, isn't it?
It's beautiful. It's good to know that they are complete liars.
Oh, yeah.
Never a straight answer. I mean, that's what they say, man. Never a straight answer, NASA.
Yeah. We went to watch the
Tesla
launch.
We went to watch the Tesla launch where they sent the Tesla Roadster up into disastrous. Okay, let me tell you, good doctor, you're gonna love this one. So we recorded. I already have it up on my live stream. This thing, there was 4 major glitches on this thing. Okay, first off, the thing kept trying. We're talking about the rocket here. Okay, the actual rocket kept trying to right itself, almost like you were filming it on a cell phone and you turned your cell phone horizontally when you had it vertically. Yeah. This rocket kept trying to horizontally correct itself.
It's like glitching.
It was glitching out on my video camera. Now, my camera was on a tripod. My camera does not readily fix itself. It's not a cell phone. But rocket was doing, and everyone's like, "Oh, that was your cell phone." Sorry, guys, that's not a cell phone. This is a big, expensive camera. Okay, we're looking at this guy right here. Is what I shot. Now, I was shooting this thing with the equivalent of a 30,000 millimeter camera. I was shooting from over 5 miles away, and I was so close you could kiss the damn thing. Okay, and so when we're filming it, what else happened? There was 4 major glitches. It kept trying to right itself. What else?
Well, I forget. It was
whatever.
Yeah, it was glitching out most of the time, and that's why when you watch like the NASA streams, they always cut the feed.
Yeah,
cut it, man.
Yeah,
it's like, why do you need to cut it?
Yeah,
you know,
especially when it was supposedly coming down to land perfectly right side up on this moving barge, right? That didn't happen. They dropped 2 pieces of junk out of the sky.
Fell in the ocean.
They fell so fast you couldn't even keep up with them on your camera. That dropped into the ocean, made a big splash. There was nothing landing on any barge.
Wow. Well, that just tells it all.
Yeah.
It was a good experience, like the feeling.
Yeah, it was a great
process,
magic show.
But
don't get
then,
me wrong.
Like after reviewing everything, it's like that can't be real because of what it did to our film and everything. You know.
Yeah, I live streamed it. I live streamed it straight from SpaceX, the launch and the mannequin in the car.
Oh hell! Don't even get me started.
That's ridiculous.
This is fake as hell.
Scott, they showed at least 3 different times the Earth from over top of that mannequin, right?
Yeah.
That there was 0 land on the entire Earth, at least 3 different times. Okay,
like what angle is that?
It's the full Earth. It's only water. I'm sorry, but if our Earth is really, whatever, 3/4 water, whatever, there's never a time you're going to see an entire Earth filled with water and no land.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stomach that. Like maybe it's true. I'm going with hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. They got. I mean, they have like they're like all studio, man. You know what I mean? I mean, why would a space agency like have all of this green screen technology? If you watch, but if you watch NASA TV on their website, it sucks.
Yeah,
like their audio. Whenever they did the solar eclipse, audio on the NASA TV live stream, it sounded like something from the 1970s or 80s.
Oh yeah.
So where's the money? You mean to tell me that you don't have top quality audio equipment? Your people and reporters sounded like crap.
Oh yeah, 60 million a day for that crap? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. While you speak, I think I should just do a image photo. What's that called? I don't know. Whatever.
Slideshow.
Yeah, let me do a slideshow where you keep talking. I've got some good pictures of NASA I want to share with you guys, but I don't know. Am I sharing the screen? I have a feeling I'm
back and share again.
Let me try one more time. Sorry, I'll get the hang of this one of these days. I'm beautiful. You can't have it all. You know what I'm saying? All right. So here we go. Let's look at some of these crapolies real quick. So this is when they were building the ISS, literally on the. I had some
studio.
Yeah, I had some friends in the art department that were part of building the ISS. Okay. So this is them building the ISS to plan it all out. A lot of people don't know this, but these are actual studio shots of it all happening. Okay, them building it, planning it out, that whole thing. This are the Challenger, living Challenger people. Okay, all the people that died in the Challenger explosion.
Oh my goodness, they are still living, huh?
Oh yeah. They're all. Some of them are living under their real names.
Yes, and what I love about it the most, guys, is that they're using the same name, and they try to say that they are their identical twins. So 4 out of 7 people that are identical twins. Do you know how astronomical that would be?
Astronomical astronauts.
Yeah, astronomical astronauts. Welcome to NASA Astronomical Number. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I just love this. Tell me that this is not true. Come on. There's no way there's an app for your cell phone that makes this kind of shit this real. No way.
My.
Yeah. Living under the sea. Just love it. And I remember having a moment of silence for these people back in school.
Me too.
I want that moment of silence back.
I actually skipped school that day, and I was watching it, on my little black and white TV in my bedroom. My mom didn't even know that I skipped school because I wanted to watch this.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then I was traumatized when the damn thing blew up.
Oh, we all were, man. I remember our own school. There were kids crying.
Yeah.
Oh, astronaut. So did they. Don't worry. I'm sure that they were all killed by the fact that they found out they couldn't go to space. These are also from the set buildings of the ISS. These are not see. And there's their studio.
Yeah, it's weird that they actually
That's
have to.
space.
Wow.
I don't,
Yeah.
It's
This
just
is amazing.
Yeah,
Isn't
they
it?
have big water tanks.
We could see bubbles.
No, there's bubbles and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, how many bubbles can you have? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. Like astronauts don't fart that much in space.
Yeah, they're busted all the time, man, with their little flip flops when they do the back flips.
Oh,
And
God.
there's been a bunch of people that have shown the wires around their hips, you know, for the green screen technology, and it's
What
pretty stupid.
What were you asking, Doctor? What
What
this?
is that?
Oh, that's the ISS. I thought you'd never ask.
Oh
So
my goodness.
that's an infrared shot, okay, from a telescope here on Earth, taken with a parabolic dish. This is the International Space Station, everybody, and it's how it stays afloat.
Can you zoom in on that?
They use we have another one that goes across the moon
Yeah.
that looks like a star.
Yeah, it looks like a star,
Yeah.
tethered star.
It's a tethered star, and we were freaking out when we got it.
Yeah.
But they were saying that a lot of the helium is mostly bought by
Yeah.
NASA.
NASA is one of the
The
biggest
biggest.
purchasers of helium
yeah.
in the world. Like
What is that, a balloon?
to the point where we are going in a helium shortage because NASA is using so much of it. And this is why. Okay. And it's scary, guys. We're going to run out of helium. There's not going to be any more balloons at kids' parties one day. And we're going to be a part of that. NASA, it's all your fault. Stop using all the damn helium. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
No, guys.
I sent 2 years ago. 2 years ago and last year, I sent an application into NASA to work for them.
Nice.
And, they quickly denied my employment.
Must be a Freemason. That's mandatory. You should know that by now.
Boy, that's pretty mind blowing. There, what is that? Like a huge helium balloon?
That is a huge helium balloon that can only be seen with infrared scope.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
dirty, man. That's just plain dirty.
Yeah, and people don't believe me when I tell them. They get mad at me, angry. What are you saying? Do you know what you're saying? Buzz Aldrin was the greatest drunk ever. Yes, I know. Okay, his name was Buzz, for God's sakes.
Oh.
He didn't get it for his haircut.
Yeah.
Jesus. So you guys have seen all this. I mean, come on. That is a freaking. That's an umbrella.
The footage of when they first landed on the moon and then coming off, I laugh about
Oh
it
my
so
God,
bad.
I love it.
I don't know if you guys
lunar
remember.
module,
The lunar module looked like when it took off from the
and it
moon,
had glitter.
and it like shot up and it was like moving and it had glitter that popped out.
Oh,
Have you guys seen that?
paparazzi.
Wow.
Oh, it's so great.
I
Oh
never-
yeah, the NASA. The I don't see how people even believe like anything that NASA puts out.
It hurts, man. It really
know.
does. They have fun doing it. They put it in our face, God. They want to see who's dumb enough to believe it. And there are fanboys out there that continuously show how stupid they are.
We
No.
know a few. We know a few of those NASA fanboys.
Oh, and
Nope.
they argue to the very end with us. Oh, you're so stupid. I can't believe you. Why wouldn't you believe them? Like, dude, seriously, grow up. It's 2018 now, guys.
Yeah.
Ah,
No, but the trolls will keep on with their story no matter what because they pay to keep on anyway.
Oh yeah.
so this is a star. This is what they
It's
look
like a star in the jar.
Yeah, this is a star.
Yeah.
Oh
This-
my goodness.
Exactly what they look like sometimes.
So that's a balloon.
It is. Yes, you are good. Were you a physicist? No. No, it's I don't know what it is, honestly. I know that they hit it with low density infrared laser and it lights up. But yes, by all intents and purposes, you're looking at a star right now. This is what they look like close up.
Zoom in on that a little bit for me.
Filled with
Really bad. This is one of those pictures that was shot from light years away. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is from light years away, so I can't really zoom in too far. It's too light. Sorry. But yes, by all intents and purposes, this was lit up with a low density infrared laser and shot with infrared. That's the only way you're able to see it. I had to do all sorts of color collections to get it to where it is now, but I'm sorry I can't zoom in any far. It was
That's amazing.
Yeah. But these are the kind of things that I'm uncovering with the channel. I don't mean to. It's just that obvious. Okay.
It is. It's all fake. That's what you're showing is everything's fake.
Now, do you see anything weird about this? Come on. Let's see if you can.
Fake.
What do you guys see about this picture that's insane?
Why do they all have sunglasses on?
Oh, come on. You can get it. It's right past there.
I know.
Come on.
The window's open.
The window's open. Yes. All right. And everyone died.
Oh, my God.
Oh, they're all dead.
They all dead because
that's funny that they had the window open.
They have no atmosphere left.
I know.
Oh my
God. Crack a window. NASA, someone farted.
Oh my goodness, the window's open. This is unbelievable.
God.
Yeah.
They inspect, they open the window.
Yeah, the reflection of their glasses has Earth in it. Somehow.
Or the moon.
Yeah, or something.
Well,
somehow they're seeing behind them
yeah,
while in front of them.
That is weird. They're seeing behind them.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's weird.
This is just brilliant stuff. So this is the Earth where they forgot to you know, whatever.
Oh my God, oh
my goodness.
Just little stupid stuff.
And this is their live feed.
These are all live feeds. These are things that I notice other people just don't. They just they're mindless drones.
Yeah, when they actually
this is more on-set pictures where they're creating the ISS. And that's that little flimsy door you're always seeing opening and closing. You see?
Wow, that's a flimsy door.
Yeah, it's a picture printed on a flap.
Oh my
God, it's a poster.
Yeah.
It does look like,
No, it is. And you see it when they come in and out of the door.
That is so weird.
The live feed, it's constantly just flapping around. And this is why, because it is a flap.
It's a flap.
Oh my.
You can't make this stuff up, guys. This is the ISS. You know what I mean? They do this on purpose to see how many people will believe it. And they've got fanboys after fanboys that not only believe it, but will die to their dying day to defend it.
Oh, yeah, we know a few of those.
Yeah. Now, all these people have never been to the moon. I'm here to tell you, they've never been to space. They haven't even, I don't know. I don't think they've even been out of California.
Yeah, probably.
Here's another one. Window open. Good job.
Let me see.
Oh, actually, I don't think the window's open yet. I think it's in the next picture. Sorry, I gave it away. My bad.
Yeah, but this is just like being on a movie set. This is what they are. They are actors.
Yeah, you're being on a movie set. Yeah, and this is him caught in the background as President Bush comes in, or the old President Bush, dad, came into NASA's sound studio and caught them green screening in the background. This prick, whatever his name is.
Oh, he actually caught them?
Yeah, they caught him you could see him in the background.
Wow.
This green screen. And then this ended up being a bubble. So instead of the ball that you're seeing him spin here, it was actually a water bubble that was in space. So that's the lie.
Oh my goodness.
This is the satellite program or balloon program, depending on which one you want to call it. I don't know. This is where all the helium goes, guys. When there's no more helium, that's it.
Goodness.
All NASA.
They're not even sending rockets up with their satellites. They're using helium balloons.
I have to tell you this. I got to play it for you, but there's nothing to show. I recorded a launch in infrared one day thinking, wow, I should record it in infrared. Maybe that'd be cool. Alongside of the other launch that I filmed in just regular visual spectrum. Well, there was nothing there in the infrared. Like, it was gone. There was
my goodness. It was a hologram?
A hologram in infrared, yes. So I accidentally uncovered it. I would show it, I would upload it, but people would call me liars. It is literally a blank canvas. I am showing in this video nothing more than the launch pad and a bunch of smoke blowing out.
Oh my goodness. They faking the launches even.
Thing. It's all
holographic projections.
Every single one. And I didn't want to catch this. I wanted it to be real.
Oh my!
A real rocket launch. Come on. Seriously,
what about whenever they dub in all of the cheering and the clapping?
Oh man, even that. God, it might as well be someone farting in the breeze.
Yeah, that sounds so fake, man. I mean,
Wow.
even SpaceX does it. They dub in all of this cheering, and it all sounds the same. If you watch a complete live stream of a SpaceX launch and landing, or NASA, it's all the same. They keep dubbing in a constant loop of that same applause, and that's ridiculous. It sounds so fake.
Seinfeld, Jerry.
Man, there should be. I mean, I know there are YouTube channels that are dedicated straight up for NASA fakery. There's one guy that does green screen videos, and he sings. He actually used to work in film production for NASA.
Really?
Yeah, man. I forget what he's called, but he does some really, really cool videos, and he shows you all of the tricks because he was involved in it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Look at this.
All a movie set.
What the hell is that? Green trees over in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. Forgot something, NASA or ESA, I guess, wherever the hell you're from.
Yeah, he's ESA astronaut. At least that's what his suit says.
Did you guys ever go to the ESA website and do a search for pictures of Earth?
Well, the video I analyzed was from the ISS, but it came through the ESA, European Space Administration.
Yep.
They're just as fake as NASA. They probably work for them.
I think they do. They say that a lot of their funding comes from there.
Uh-huh.
And there is zero pictures of Earth anywhere on their website. Don't you find that to be strange?
Ooh, that is strange.
My goodness, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not one picture of Earth. And people wonder, like, do you know how many people would need to be involved to fake the shape of the Earth? Like, yes, I do. And honestly, it ain't that damn difficult. All right. Like when someone's funding you, you do whatever they say.
Exactly.
If the doctor's handing me a check for $20,000 a week, guess what, doctor? I'm telling you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah, man, I'll make the Earth square.
Yeah, exactly. And they are handing them a lot more than $20,000 a week. Okay. We're talking about an agency that has $60 million a day budget. That is a lot of cheese, my fat rats.
Yeah.
And look at all these windows open in this damn gondola.
Oh my goodness.
This guy's asleep at the helms. Look at him. He's just asleep. Buddy, you left the windows open, you jerk off.
Oh my god. Oh, look, there's the sun simulator in that studio.
Yeah, that's a nice studio set up there.
Hello, sun simulator.
That's why the other day we were looking at ISS footage and I said, that thing looks like a light bulb. Well, it was.
I am finding, like, I sent you this really weird video the other day, and I was finding that I was able to get closer and clearer on the sun using a microscope than I was my biggest telephoto lens.
Yeah.
My biggest telescope. I can get closer with a microscope. How is that possible, doctor? Please help me to understand.
Well, I think it's because it's a holographic projection, and it's designed to be close to the surface of the Earth, the image that it produces. So for a microscope, you must have your object or the image, the real image, very close to the focal length of your objective on your microscope.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means that the image is right there.
Yep.
And that means it's probably over a certain range. And when you have an image that appears at a certain range, what do you have? It's a holographic projection.
Boom. This is a physicist saying this, everybody. Pay attention.
So that's what it is. So the sun we are looking at in the sky, it's a holographic projection.
Boom.
And they will use the diffraction pattern that I told you about to produce it. So they can fake just about the whole sky around the sun. And have you noticed that if you look straight up, if it's a blue sky, it's darker above your head than it is to the side?
Yeah, we were checking that out the other day, man. We actually stopped the car.
Yeah.
And we were checking that out because I just take random pictures, man. Sometimes, you know, if I see something strange with the clouds, like for instance, you know, clouds just sitting there in the sky, I'll go into Walmart, I'll take a picture and I'll come back out and it'd be, you know, 45 minutes later and that same cloud is still in the same position in the sky. It doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
Oh, lately.
Like, you know, like, are we like in this freaking matrix or what, man? It's like really disturbing.
Yeah, it is because they holographic projecting most of the sky. And the reason why it's not supposed to be like that. If the sun is close to the midday position, the sky's supposed to be lighter blue where the sun is than anywhere else. If the sun is going towards setting, then it should be lighter blue on that side of the sky where the sun is and darker blue on the other side. It's never like that. It's always darker blue right above our heads. Why is that? Because they artificially illuminating the atmosphere.
Wow.
And there goes your chemtrails. You know, the chemtrails are all part of it. That's all part of the deception.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they didn't chemtrail.
Yeah. The atmosphere is not as thick if we look straight up. If we look across this way horizontally, we will look through more of the atmosphere. But that means the atmosphere is not being illuminated from above like it would have been if the sun was there. It means they're artificially illuminating just the bottom part of the atmosphere. It's not being illuminated from the top by the sun. It's as if the sun's not there.
Wow.
Did you watch that video I inboxed you that guy just took, that older guy?
No.
Of the sun, the looked like, I don't know. I'll show it. It's on the Planet X News Facebook page.
Are we allowed to watch it?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to give us a strike, is it?
Take it off.
But before we switch to that, let me just show you this. I mean, this, you guys know what this is, correct?
No, I don't know, but it looks like chicken wire or something.
This is called, this is the space simulator at the ESA. Okay, this is a holographic projector of space at the ESA. Now, do you see these two dots on sticks right here?
Yes.
Does not look like Venus and Mercury.
Oh, yes.
Look at this outline here that looks just like that firmament-looking border that's around the SDO.
Yes, I've been wondering if maybe they were faking those images, I must say.
Yeah.
And this is the physicist saying this, pay attention. Okay? Give you a slap. All right, now let's switch to that.
Oh my goodness, they're faking everything.
Oh my God, they got planets on sticks.
I wonder
That's all the time.
I'm just saying is all I'm saying. Okay. Now, maybe they're not. Whatever. I don't know. But let's switch to your thing.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this to anybody. I just
I prefer to know the truth. I mean, if they're not sending up rockets, I wonder if the SDO satellite is even true or if everything is just a simulation.
Huh.
Because to tell you the truth, like what I just said, it looks like there's no sun up there anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, the sun would be there, but it's not shining because the atmosphere is not being illuminated by it.
It's never been darker in the blue of the sky. I'm telling you right now. I've never seen it anything like it.
That's pretty freaky.
I mean, they could be simulating everything, the SOHO images, the SETI images, the SDO images, making us think the sun is still there when it's not.
Planets on sticks.
physicist is saying this. Pay attention. Jesus. It hurts. It really does.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up this this little video. It's yeah,
let's watch it.
Yeah, Facebook is
acting up to hear this.
Well, it confirms a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I was already confirmed, but
it confirms more is what I mean. It's just,
what I see, what we capture on the channel, it scares me. It's called the Boogeyman channel because what we show will scare you. This new reality that you're going to step into will shock you. It will probably make you curl up in a corner, put a dress on and lipstick and cry. All right.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you why you call it the Boogeyman. Now I know.
I'm your Boogeyman.
It's scary.
It's a harsh reality. It really is. You know, it's
but we need to know the truth. Everything, just about more and more of this world is fake. I was saying the other day, the grass still seems real.
Well, just now. It might be a hologram.
Some of them.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Well, you know, they do have those companies that come out and they spray paint your brown grass green. I just saw the advertisement this morning.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it will be needed soon.
Yeah. Well, you got to check. I'll share my screen here real quick. 1 second. You gotta see this, folks, because this is a little weird.
Let's do it.
Doobie doobie doo.
We didn't even get like a pre-op on what this was going to be. What is this?
This guy's name's Tim Pettit.
Oh,
he posted this today, and well, I'll tell you what. Just watch it.
Is that a second sun?
Oh, just wait.
Tim Pettit. Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
Oh, it's that astronaut, Tim Pettit, right?
Yeah, this is just some ordinary guy, man. This is early in the morning.
Wow.
That ain't the moon.
No.
And that's not a ghosted image either, because I
want to point out it was behind the line. What do you call it? Lens flares don't go behind.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a real object.
It's a real object,
and he's moving around, and it's not moving. So that's another reason.
That's not a lens flare, guys. It was behind something, and it's not moving.
Yeah,
it's pretty solid.
What the hell is
like a real object?
And right now, if he just did it tonight and filmed it this morning, the moon is actually in the sky right now. So, it's nighttime out here, you know, in Florida. So.
Guys are being real strange.
What the hell
really
is that?
Strange.
That's the sun coming up, man. So, you know, the moon is not, that's not the moon.
No, it can't be the moon. It's probably an object very close to the Earth. That's why it can be seen. I mean, it's probably in the atmosphere. These objects do come into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we would never be able to see an object so close to the sun. Of course, it's not the real sun. It never is. It's a simulator, which is not as bright as the real sun was, but still, how would we see an object right there just above the sun?
I would think maybe a lens, part of the lens relay or the mirror relay system.
I mean, my philosophy on it is I think that it's possibly what you're looking at. Let me just replay it. I think what you're looking at, you may be looking at the real sun, which is the white ball.
Oh, wow.
And the sun simulator coming up, and they're out of sync again.
Yeah, I was going to say they're out of sync. That's what's happening. Because a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the real sun. Well, it could be, I suppose.
I don't know what the hell it is, but, you know, it's a pretty incredible video that he took. And, you know, once again, the mystery deepens. I mean, like I tell people all the time.
We don't know anymore. It could be a simulating device, a holographic projection, the real sun, but much fainter than it was before. I mean, there are so many possibilities. But
I don't know. I mean, you know, why would they I don't know about the hologram on this, because why would they do this? Why would they do this early in the morning? I think this is a major screw up. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really expect that this guy's leaving for work early in the morning. You know, he just happens to look down the street and he's like, what the hell is that white ball? Wait a minute, the sun's supposed to be coming up right below it. Well, what is that ball? What is that? You know, I mean, that's pretty freaky.
Yeah,
it is.
that is probably one of the mirror relay systems or the lens relay systems that fakes to be the sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's out of sync. That's what I would think, that something is out of sync.
Or
I
they
think that's
left something on that was supposed to be off.
Yeah, they forgot to turn it off.
Because they have the whole array of devices
God.
sometimes around a certain region. They're supposed to turn off one, turn on another, and they just got the sequence wrong.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure
Scott,
did.
I would be interested if you took a screenshot of that. If there's a little T3RB at the bottom of it holding it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna examine the footage. I'm gonna actually turn the footage. I'm gonna stabilize it tomorrow, and
It looks like there's something at the bottom. Yeah, something flat.
yeah,
Mention
once I stabilize it, I'm also gonna convert the video into 4K. And once I stabilize it, it will stop the moving around, and I'll be able to get clearer photographs, screenshots of it. But I mean, just looking right there, you could see the electrical wire is going straight across it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That is validation, in my opinion. That is not a lens flare. It's not moving, and it's behind an object. Forget about it.
Yeah, that's definitely very crazy. Once again, you know, all the credit to Tim Pettit. This is an absolutely incredible video capture. You know, and again, like I said, folks, the mystery deepens, and that's why I always say, take pictures of the sky. You know, we have pretty sophisticated cell phones now. The majority of them do have very good cameras within these cell phones, and you just never know what you're going to capture. I mean, it's happened to me numerous times over the years. I'll just take a random picture in the sky. Next thing you know, I analyze it, and I'm seeing a UFO. I took a few pictures the other day of a giant hawk.
Oh, nice.
One hawk flying and soaring up in the thermals. And then when I downloaded the pictures and looked at them, there's a mirror image of the bird.
Wow.
There's now two of them.
Wow.
How's that possible?
Yeah, either they were both holographic projections, or one was a holographic projection of the other. Either way, someone was playing.
Yeah, because, I mean, we have these. We have these hawks everywhere around here, you know, and I'm always watching them. Soaring through the air. Matter of fact, I don't even know if did I download those pictures or not. Claudia, do you remember if I downloaded those?
I remember you showing them to me on your computer, so I think you did.
Look at those blue eyes. God, he's a handsome guy.
Oh yeah, here they are.
You can stop looking at him. Jeez. Lean forward, will you?
I'm all red again.
Now he's red again. Yeah,
That is so weird. How does it do that?
Even your
my camera keeps adjusting. Yeah, check this out, because I was just taking a picture of the sun in the chemtrailing, and here's the hawk. It was just up there soaring away. Now you can only see one image of it. It's a little pixelized because it's so far up. So there's just one there. And then here he is again. I'm taking more pictures of the chemtrails, and I could see him with my own eyes. He's just up there soaring away. Now look.
Yeah. Whoa. Wowzer. Yeah, that's a double.
But notice that even the first one seems to have an outline which is lighter than the rest of the background.
You're right. It even has like a square cutout around it even.
Exactly. So I think they were making a holographic projections of hawks.
I don't know about all that, but I think it has something to do with the nanoparticles that they're putting in the chemtrails. They're reflective.
Well,
Now,
that's what they used to make the holographic projections.
now listen.
Rewind a few and see
before we fall down the holographic projection of hawks. This is another picture a few minutes later of the same hawk.
Wow. What is going on over there?
Ba, 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 ba.
That
Wow.
is weird.
Rewind a few frames and see if you get that grid pattern I was talking about.
Well, these were just pictures.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
these were just still photographs I was taking with the 35 millimeter. And I was taking pictures of the chemtrails because they were really mucking the sky up. You could see the X patterns, and I saw the hawk up there. He's up there soaring away, and I could even hear him screeching. So, that's why I'm not falling down the hologram or the holographic image, because I could hear him screeching. I could hear him clear as a bell.
Wow.
But I'm like, when I zoomed into the pictures, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's wild.
Well, that's why I think the chemtrails have a lot to do with the holographic parts of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the silver screen.
Yeah. That's what they're using.
Yep.
So whatever the hell's in the sky, it's very reflective. I don't know, man. This is, again, something just told me to take a picture of it. Now, here's a picture.
Ooh.
Same hawk.
Whoa. That's one of those TR3Bs right there, holographically projecting that thing, I bet.
That is weird.
Disguising itself.
Yeah, look at all the little dots.
Yeah. Nanoparticulates, my friends.
That's like kind of a little weird, man. And here he is again. This is not just one picture. These are multiple pictures I took.
This is my regular life, Scott. Welcome to it.
I mean, I've been capturing these types of things in the skies for years, man.
Wow.
And like I said, I mean, Facebook in 2010.
I know it.
They clipped me because of all the chemtrail bullshit that I was putting up. And they're like, okay, let's get rid of this guy.
Luckily, I've only been in this life for a little over a year, thank God.
But in a year,
yeah,
it's
I've only had to mentally prepare myself for a year, emotionally and mentally. But I'll tell you what, the roller coaster last year.
The holographic moon.
No wonder you're so mentally strong, Scott. Seriously, because dude, I've only been doing this a little over a year, man, and it's sent me into a tailspin.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to keep taking the photographs. It doesn't matter if you take them with your cell phone, if you're out and about, just take a few pictures and later on go home, download them, and search across the photograph. Look at it from inch by inch, zoom in on it, and you never know what the hell you're going to find. Whenever I was taking a picture of those chemtrails, the bird just happened to be in the damn pictures.
Yeah.
But as I looked at them on my big screen on my computer, I'm like, wait a minute, there was only one hawk in the sky. They usually don't travel in groups. They're loners, man. I watch them all the time. I'm a bird watcher too. And, I could hear him up there, and lo and behold, man, when I looked at the pictures, I'm like, wait a minute. There's like one and a half. Where did this other bird come in? I'm like, Claudia, come check this out. What the hell is this?
Scott CM is a bird watcher, everyone. You've heard this before.
They come right to me, man. I could call wild animals, they'll just come right to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something weird happened to me in 1984. Whenever I saw that UFO, I saw it with my grandfather and a dozen other people, including a Pennsylvania state trooper. So, we weren't the only ones who saw it. People in 3 different states saw it. Wow. From Maryland to Pennsylvania, West Virginia and Ohio, 4 states. Every newspaper under the sun, they had it, they talked about it, and it looked like the size of a freaking triangular stadium up in the sky. I told you the Air Force was at my door 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. They're banging on the door. I open up the door, and there's 2 blue suits standing there with their little mirrored aviator sunglasses.
Wow.
And they already knew who I was.
Yeah.
And I had a little time lapse, loss of time there. And they went and they saw my pap also. And, they made me fill out a form and, draw a picture of it. And they threw it in a folder, turned around, marched out my door, jumped in their little navy blue LTD Ford. Boom, man, they were gone. Never heard anything. Never heard anything more about them. And I haven't showed you what I've been pulling out of my nose over the last year.
Whoa, what do you pull? What are we talking?
Strings.
Crystals.
Whoa.
What?
Not what I expected.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's started with real bad headaches.
Okay.
Behind my left eye and my cheekbone right in here.
Okay.
And it was giving me like real bad headaches, but just like on this one side of my face.
Yeah, crystals.
Yeah. And then one day I'm like, I took my pinky and I'm like trying to reach up there and I'm like, woo, I felt something real sharp, but way back in my nasal passage.
Wow.
So I had my finger like up here, like right next to my tear duct, and I could feel it pinching the end of my finger and it felt hard.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And a couple days went by, still had the headache real bad, couldn't see real good out of my right eye or my left eye. And then I was again, had my finger all the way up there and I just caught a little bit of my fingernail on it. And I felt the pressure right here in my tear duct and in my cheekbone, and it came out. And when it came out, all of the pressure in my head was gone. The pressure behind my eye was gone. The nasty headache was gone. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And it was hard as a rock. And it had a little red triangle tip on it. I'll show you guys. I've pulled many of them.
This lady's a nurse.
Look, right here. They're all here. In a pill bottle.
What is it?
Whatever the hell they are that's I'm taking out of my body.
Yeah, they are rock.
I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he looked up there. My nose is perfectly clear, but they're right next to this angular artery that runs in your nasal passage up to your eye. I'll show you a diagram of it. Hold on, let me
stop dying here.
This is going to cause you to have nightmares.
Okay. It can't be any worse than what I no, it's pretty bad.
I thought it was gonna be like a nerve thing, like what?
Yeah, I didn't know what.
Yeah, I'll get to the first one.
Piercing his own.
Oh.
Oh my God.
This is a microscopic view on a piece of toilet paper. This was the end. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Am I screen sharing? Hold on.
Yeah, you are.
Let me make sure.
All I see is my face.
No, I'm on it.
It's so funny.
Yeah, where you got us leaning in right now.
Okay, now you could see it. If you click on my little square cube.
We were leaned in, Scott, man. You had us leaned in, boy.
So the red end, this was
holy shit.
I guess what was attached to that artery.
Oh wow.
A little point. And this is what I was touching with my finger, that little point.
Yep, yeah, I can see where you broke it off.
Yeah, I mean, it popped right out. So, I was thinking, okay, well, what is this? Like some kind of nodule or, something up in my nose, blah, blah, blah. And I have more. Well, that's another one. We'll get to that one.
It seems to be made out of silicone.
Yeah, you can't break this thing, man.
Yeah,
you can smash it with a hammer.
It's vitreous. It's silicone.
It's hard as a rock, dude. You could smash it with pliers, a hammer. You could try to cut it. You can't do nothing with it.
Scott, this is for real, dude.
Yeah, look at it.
It's alien life.
Holy shit.
What did they say? Did you bring this to the ENT doctor?
Yeah, he didn't have any idea what it was. He looked up my nose. He said everything seems to be clear. He don't see any kind of scarring, no markings, no nothing. I mean, listen, he put that scope up my freaking nose like far.
Hmm.
And, you know, he
My
wanted
God.
to test this. And I'm like, no, no, no. You know, and he was playing around with it, squeezing it. And he's like, what is this? It's hard as a rock. You can't
The
do,
fuck is he asking you for?
I know, that's a weird
can't do anything with it.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe you didn't have any explanation for what. Huh.
Wow. Color me mind blown, Scott. Seriously.
I mean, look at that thing.
It looks like it has a hole in it where your vein would go through.
Yeah, it was next to his artery.
It was, I think it was attached to that angular artery.
It was too, man.
Wow.
Is that a hole on the end, or is that like a?
Oops, I got out of there by accident. Damn it.
That green right over that. That thing is way nasty.
Here, I did a diagram of where I got it. So the little blue dot right there is where it was.
Holy crap.
And then there's that angular artery right there. And it goes all the way up to your eye.
That's
So, and you know, and it's that I was having that pain in my cheekbone and behind my left eye, and it was creating a whole, you know, a whole headache, but on the left side of my face.
God, this is crazy, dude.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, partner. Wait till you see the other ones. The
You're
other
not-
ones are even more freaky.
It's nasty looking. dude.
scary.
But let's just skip over that one. Skip, oh, come on.
It looks
Skip
like crystal.
Damn.
Now check this one out.
over.
This one,
Wow.
you can see how small it is because if you look to the left of the screen,
God, I got trouble watching this.
Just don't
Can you
look.
skip over this
Just
one?
don't look, and then he'll explain to everyone.
yeah, if you look to the left of your screen, you'll see the little dimples in the toilet paper, one square.
I also see the nose hair poking out that damn thing.
That ain't no nose hair, man. Those are like little wires.
Yeah, you're right. It might be
Wow.
even. You're right.
Oh
It's
my
too-
Oh, there's more, buddy. You could see inside of this. Now, we tried to bust this thing in half. You can't phase
You're right.
this.
Oh my god. What the hell is that?
That is weird.
There are little like nanofibers in it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And they're too small to be hairs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is microscopic, what you're looking at here. This is super high definition.
That is one ply.
Yeah,
that is
yeah, that's
one
what he was
little.
saying.
Oh my
It is
god.
very tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too small to be a hair. My god.
That
All
one's
right,
a little bit blurry right there. We were trying to
That
get.
looks like a booger.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I wish it was, dude. I honestly,
It's
this
like
one-
rock.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, look at that. It's got a U in it or something.
There's a
That'll-
a thread,
A fiber, yeah, coming out of it.
but we tried to break it off with tweezers,
Yeah,
and
right.
it's like synthetic. It's not like
Oh man. It looks like it has eyes on it. It looks like a little reptile.
yeah. These were all taken under a microscope. A friend of mine is a professional photographer, and he did these in high definition, and he was really freaked out. Now this one, you could see the fiber.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That is freaky, dude.
And you could see all the little crystalline things in it.
This is not what I expected this live stream to turn into today.
Yeah. Well, wait,
But yeah, we didn't even know about this.
yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
So
That's
today,
about as
everybody,
good as you get.
me and Scott were looking at pictures of the moon today, and I was showing him. I feel like, oh my god, you know what? Forget it. Jesus,
Yeah.
Look
you
at
are
the back of it.
fine with this.
Yeah, we should look at those pictures of the
Oh,
moon.
we are. We're gonna get to.
No. That's not why I brought it up. I was bringing it up because we were talking about UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah, now we're
And
on.
this is alien life.
Yeah, this totally makes sense to where our conversation has been all day.
Look
Just
at
not here on the live stream,
Those
everybody.
fibers are just so strange.
Wow. Those
Wow.
fibers are like the Morgellons.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
His body's rejecting it. That's what it is.
Now this
That's why
one
it's
here,
coming out.
this one here, the one that we've been looking at, I was sitting here at my computer, just doing some work, and I had my left arm, laying on the desk, and like right across my chest. And the next thing you know, I felt something, fall in the hair of my arm. I felt it, and I looked down, and I'm like, "What the f is this?"
Out of your nose?
Yeah. And I picked it up, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's another one." Now I have the same blasting headache on the left side of my face again. When this fell out, all that pressure and the headache disappeared instantaneously.
I wonder how
Have
long.
you ever told this before?
What's
Is this
that?
the first time you're showing this?
No, I've showed it a couple times,
Okay. Wow.
but I mean, this is not the only one. This is just a little bit of a blurrier shot. But here's the fiber again.
Mhm.
You can see it. This one just fell out.
That's weird.
And dude, if you try to break this, snap
Impossible.
it, cut it. I tried to cut it with scissors. It leaves no marks.
Look at that little like what is that called? Not pentagram, what is that called? Pentagon shape, kind of.
At the very.
No, right there in the middle. There's kind of like a octagon or a pentagon shape.
Dude, I don't know what these are, but I haven't had one come out in about 2 months now. This is another one here.
I'm seeing like an octagon shape or pentagon shape.
But how many do you have?
6.
Wow.
6 of these?
Yeah.
What the hell,
All
man?
at different times.
Been abducted? Have you ever gone to like regression?
I don't have to do that because a lot of people don't know that I'm an intuitive. That's why people can't lie to me. But I don't know exactly what's going on, but I have a feeling that these are being placed in there.
I think so.
But do you think it had to be that time when you saw the UFO?
Yeah, I think it has something to do with this. I don't think this is any government crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to get down to the other ones here.
God, I think that it would
Look at this one.
to go and see somebody about this.
No, I mean he's intuitive.
You see how thin this is in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Me and my buddy, his name's Scott also. We tried to bust this thing in half.
With what?
Our hands.
Oh.
I mean, it looks thick. You could.
Right there in the center. That center point right there. Because it was real thin. And I'm like, oh man, we could bust this one. Forget about it.
You try to
Try to break it, man.
Wow.
And you couldn't break it. Wow.
Nope. Look at the end of this thing. It's got that same point.
Yeah.
And all these little crystals inside of it. It's like, it reminds me of melted glass.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
I don't know what the hell they are, man, but look at it. It's like glass.
When was the last time this happened?
He said 2 months ago.
Oh, 2 months
2
ago.
months ago was the last one that came out.
How many could there freaking be?
This one's got a very, very sharp point on it.
I wonder, are they coming back and installing these things, or is this an all-in-one sort of thing?
No, they're coming back, dude. I know when it happens to me because I get the real bad sharp pain in my cheekbone and in my left eye, and I get a really, really bad headache for days. And dude, I've gone through my whole life, even my drinking phases. I never had hangovers, never had headaches. And, this one was a small one. Look at the end of it.
It's all the same.
It's like crystal. Can't break them, man. Can't smash them.
Do you recall when you're being taken?
I don't think they're taking me anywhere. But I do end up with small puncture wounds on the back of my neck.
Ooh.
Yeah, Claudia, I had her photograph one on her cell phone. Oh, that was last year, November. I woke up. I felt like a little burning sensation right at my hairline in the back of my head, directly in the middle. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And she says, oh my God, it's a hole. I said, I said an effing hole. She's like, yeah, she took a picture of it, but we never downloaded the picture, and the picture was lost.
Weird.
Yeah, so I get these from time to time, these holes in the back of my head.
Jesus.
I don't know what the hell they are. They're like, I don't want to say a puncture, but like a tiny plug. And then it doesn't heal.
Wow.
So I don't know what the hell's going on. This one fell out all by itself also. It almost looks like a freaking tooth.
That sort of octagon shape too.
Mm-hmm.
Got that sharp point.
With the octagons.
Yeah, I think this definitely is alien because it's silicon based, and you know that glass is made out of silicon, basically.
Yeah.
Sand. So this is what this seems to be made of. It's a silicon based life form.
Yeah, you could see it's shiny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell it is, but you know, there have been 6 of them. Look at this one. Look at the different colors in it.
Yeah.
I'll leave that one on the screen. You could fester on that one.
Oh, festering, boy. These things could be prettier, couldn't they?
Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. You know, sometimes it has me a little stirred because, you know, over the course of the last couple of years, I really haven't talked about this openly ever before, but over the last couple of years, I've noticed that my brain is always on, I don't even know how I can say it. My intelligence level has increased tenfold.
You have a lot of projects going on, that's for sure.
Well, you know, no, I'm talking about like for real, like my IQ level, my intelligence level, my intuition, everything is elevated, but not because I mean, I would consider myself to be a smart and intelligent individual, but something's changed. You know, something's changed within my mind, the way that I think. And I continuously for the last 3 years will wake up in the middle of the night. I will go directly to my computer. I will go directly to one of the NASA spacecraft sites, Stereo, SETI, SDO, and make a discovery within a few minutes.
Wow. Okay,
so it's almost like somebody, and I've talked to Claudia about this many times before, and it's almost like somebody's directing me and telling me exactly where to go, but I'm not hearing it. I'm not thinking it. I'm just going over and doing it. Now, do you know how much footage that you would have to go through to find and make a discovery? But I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I just know the timing, like the UFO photographs that I've showed you guys. All I did was decided to take my camera or my cell phone and point it to the sky and take a random picture of nothing. But yet something appears. So, you know, it's a little weird. My train of thought is always pretty excuse me. My train of thought is always on point. Excuse me.
You're being guided by the righteous angels. Me and my buddy Robbie were just talking about this today. It's like,
yeah, something's definitely awry. I don't think it's bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's like chosen.
You're the chosen one, dude.
Well, you know, it's funny because in 2006, when my mom passed away suddenly, A few months later, a few friends of mine, I was just very disturbed at my mom's death. She was only 57 years old. It was a mistake at the hospital and blah, blah, blah. And I've done extensive research for over 20 years, you know, with paranormal things of that nature. I even for a long time had my own paranormal team here in Pennsylvania. I mean, I was just interviewed again for one of the local newspapers. But I've always been gifted since I was about 16 years old. I discovered it and struggled with it for a long, long, long time because I didn't understand. I didn't understand it. And when my mom passed away, friends of mine introduced me to this elderly lady. Her name was Rose. And Rose was a clairvoyant, and she was not one of the ones that, you know, you go and pay her for some freaking reading. She worked very closely throughout her whole life with police departments from around the United States on, you know, finding missing people, murder mysteries, things of that nature, but never took a dime, never wrote a book, never publicized herself. And she just would help people. And she was very religious. And I wanted answers pertaining to my mom's death. So good friends of mine said, look, you know, we know Rose. Why don't you go see her? We'll take you to see her. And they did. And as soon as I walked up onto her porch and we rang the doorbell, there were 6 of us standing there, and I was kind of in the back. And she didn't even know that they were bringing me to her. And when she opened up her door, she stepped out onto the porch and she pushed everybody to the side and she came straight to me. And she said, honey, she said, please come on in here. She goes, I need to speak with you. And she took me back into her dining room and we sat down, and she asked if she could hold my silver necklace. And my silver necklace has never been off of my neck. And she said, can I please hold that? And I said, well, you know, it's never been off my neck. And she goes, just please, just let me hold it. And, you know, I want you to hold my hand also. And I did. And I immediately felt the energy come from this lady. And then she told me everything that there was to know about my life from birth to the point where I was sitting in her dining room in complete detail, everything, and things that nobody would have ever known. And then she let me speak with my mom for a few minutes. And, you know, it was pretty tearful. It was a really wild experience. She knew nothing about a good friend of mine that was killed the year after my mom had passed away. She didn't know nothing about Albert's death, but Albert was a good friend of our family's, a real good friend of mine. And he was killed in Las Vegas in an accident. He was on his first day as a professor, a psychology professor. And he was walking across the street and he got hit by 3 cars. He never made it to his first day of class. And we nicknamed Albert Face because he was just this absolutely really good looking guy. He had this chiseled out face. You know, and as a kid, you know, my mom liked him a lot, you know, and we were best friends and we just nicknamed him that. And Rose said, your friend Albert, he's stroking his face. And when she said that, my heart just dropped. And Albert was with my mom.
Was he dead?
Yeah.
He had passed away.
I'm sorry.
He got connected with
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, she went through a lot of things with me, and we had this sit down for about 3 hours. And she said, Scott, you know, I want to tell you something. She said, there's some very important events that are going to be coming up in your life when you're close to about the age of 50. Well, you know, I turned 50 this past January. And she said that you are going to go on to touch the lives of millions of people.
There it is.
And I didn't really understand what she was talking about. And she said that you will also remarry. And I said, oh, no, no. I said, I'll never get married again. And she says, yes, you will get married. And this lady that you will marry, she will be a professional and she will be a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man. And she also told me about the gift, the very high level of intuition. And she said that there is such a massive amount of energy that surrounds you. She said, I can feel it when you were getting out of your car and walking up my steps. And she said that there is just such a bright light, that your aura is so strong and so bright that people will be attracted to you that are complete strangers. Now, listen, man, anywhere I go, people, even Claudia has been amazed. I could be anywhere in a Walmart. It doesn't matter. People, complete strangers, will just want to come and start talking to me.
it's those pretty blue eyes.
And it's weird, you know, I mean, it took me a long time to get a hold of all of this. And throughout years, Rose worked with me after I got to know her. And she helped me center a lot of the problems. Because, I mean, let's face it, man, you know, if you discover that you have some type of gift like that, you're confused with it, no matter how mentally strong you are. But she helped me harness it, and she taught me the ability to turn it on and turn it off. Because I was being constantly awoken every single night at the same damn time. Why? Well, you know, because certain people knew that I could hear them and they wanted to talk. And it was really messing with me for a long time. And then after she taught me how to harness it and how to turn it on and off and how to use it to my advantage, then things really started to get a little more strange. You know, not saying I see spirits and ghosts, but I can feel them. I can feel their energy. I can feel people's energy. I can feel their ailments. I can feel their disturbed personalities. I can feel their dull energy. Even when I go into a Walmart, man, and I'm around a large group of people, it starts to get to me within about 15 minutes because I can feel all of them. All of them.
Anxieties and stuff?
No, it's not an anxiety. I can feel their disturbances within themselves.
Like things they're uncomfortable with about themselves?
No, they're just, you know, I could just feel their negative energies.
Oh.
That's like
Yeah.
And then like a good friend of mine, Stephanie, we were having a bite to eat. I haven't seen her since high school, and she was always a very good friend of mine and her family. And we went and had a bite to eat, and I couldn't, this is going to sound kind of funny, but I couldn't stop. Boy, this is really going to sound bad. I couldn't stop thinking about her right breast.
I have that problem a lot.
Yeah, you know, and I kept saying to her, I said, you know, Steph, I don't want to scare you or anything, but you know, you're 47 and, you know, have you ever had a mammogram? And she said, what the, she said, what are you talking about? I says, I don't know. You know, I keep getting this thought. It's burning in my mind.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a mammogram? And she goes, no, but she goes, I check myself constantly And she said the other day, I felt a lump under my right breast. How did you know this?
Oh.
And I said, look, you need to go, you need to get the mammogram. It's going to be okay. They'll take the biopsy. Everything will be fine, but just be on the safe side. And she went and did it. And a few days later, you know, she called me and she was crying. And she goes, Scott, she goes, how did you know this? I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I touch people, if I am around you for long periods of time, I will start to feel everything that you are feeling. And if you try to lie to me, it ain't going to fly. It
Has
just
it been like this since your first
this all started to happen right when I was about 16, and this was about the time when you know, we had that freaking UFO encounter.
You don't think they did it to you? They probably were just checking on you, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know if they enlightened me, because Rose also used that term a couple of times. You're enlightened. And I just didn't know what the hell she meant for long periods of time. Because I don't consider myself to be, you know, some holy roller or some messiah or, you know, somebody who's enlightened. But as the years have gone by, specifically these last 3 years, I can see the difference in my intelligence level. I could see the difference in my thought process, and things that I should not have known, I know.
How long have they got 5G in your neighborhood?
What's that?
They have 5G in your neighborhood.
No. So I don't know what the hell's going on, man. You know, and then these damn things started popping out of my nose, and that's got me, you know, really freaked out, because what the hell are they?
I'm glad you left it up there while you talked for half an hour.
Yeah.
There's a few people in the chat room. Take it off.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Sorry.
I was screaming
you know,
in my eyes.
And this, look at this.
I never met anybody like you before.
That's what everybody says, man. You know, it's, I mean, I don't really think that I'm anything special. I mean, I'll be quite honest.
You did Mandela.
Yeah, but
Scott, there's no one like you. You're quite unique. So to say you're not special is not true.
well, you know what I mean? I don't consider look at this. Look at the thread in this baby.
Yeah, we've been looking at it for half an hour. Take it off the damn screen.
So I don't know, you know, I mean, if you look at all of the people that do, you know, videos, and they say that they do research on Planet X, but you don't see them coming up with the evidence, the observational evidence that I have over the past 3 years. Just absolutely incredible, jaw-dropping photographs. And I'm not talking from cell phones, man. I'm talking like, you know, stuff I've captured on NASA's craft.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not fake, and they're not holograms and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've gotten up at weird times and gone straight to my computer, pulled up the chronograph, went directly to the timestamp, and there it is. So how the hell is that happening? You know, I told people, you know, just recently, members of my FMA media group, we were having a video conference together, about 16 of us. And I told them, I said, look, we're going to have some very, very strong earthquakes. Japan's going to get annihilated. The very next day, Japan got whacked. And then I told them, I said, listen, but that's not going to be the end of it, because right after that, there's going to be another big one right off the coast of northern South America on the West Coast. And bingo, right off the coast of Peru, 2 days later, bam. So I don't know. I mean, I don't, man. I don't know. All I know is that, you know, I strive for people to understand what is happening out there in our solar system, specifically next to our sun. Claudia has done incredible work with, you know, putting her theories together and her observational evidence and her intelligence.
Yes.
And we're slaughtered for doing this. You know what I mean? People just try to kick you in the nuts and they just want to put you down and you're cuckoo and you're crazy and you're a con artist and you're a scammer, but yet you can't disprove the evidence.
Amen.
You can't. You know,
Oh,
so
I
don't know.
enjoy the troll comments left under my videos. I enjoy responding to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just say, oh, this is total nonsense. So I ask them, why do you think it's nonsense? Can you please be specific?
They never do. I've looked at your comment feed before too. I stand up for you whenever I can, I promise.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to those idiots.
Maybe we can look at the moon pictures now, Scott.
Hey, why not?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you people, you gotta check it out. You gotta see this stuff.
Oh, you guys got
our shoe store on the moon
that turned into something else crazy.
It sure did.
Yeah.
Maybe we got from the very beginning.
And, there you go. He has.
Oh, he does have it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Rena's in here too, so it's perfect.
What we were looking at earlier, guys, I was sending over to Scott, the good doctor, and I said, "You're not going to believe this." But when I first started my book, Unlocking the Magic of the Moon, it was originally about looking past the obfuscating system that cloaks the surface of the moon. Believe that or not, I'm not here to persuade you. I'm just here to tell you what my book was about, okay? So my book was originally about getting past the obfuscating system. I did so using what's called an IR UV cut filter. How so? Because the obfuscating system they were using was infrared and ultraviolet light. When I did, this is what was underneath. What this is mind-blowing. When you outline that thing in the middle, you find a shoe, okay? There is what I said to be a shoe store on the moon. It was a joke, but I couldn't explain why there was a damn shoe on the moon, okay? There's a big, huge shoe on the moon.
On a pedestal.
On a pedestal. I don't know if they pray to the moon god on the moon. I have no idea. But when I sent it over to Scott, he then did some magic to it and found there was a guy flying that shoe. Well,
yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking when you guys see the triangle to the left of the shoe, what is that back here?
Shoe platform,
the shoe
spaceship.
Platform spaceship. I was thinking that that big triangle was then going to connect itself and reveal a huge triangle craft. Well, it didn't, guys. That only revealed that there were 7 or 8 individual different, I don't know, balls, fighters, whatever you want to call it, and
they're like discs.
Yeah, and a huge shoe spaceship. And I'm not sure what that thing on the right is just yet, but we'll crack into that some other time. But here we are. Scott found there is a guy flying that shoe. Okay. And I don't know. We had a good time today unlocking this, but my God, it couldn't be stranger.
And the balls on the side is just so.
Yeah. Once we started, I modified this photograph into a high definition, and we stacked this photograph, and all of a sudden, what looked like a blurry shoe on the moon turned out to be. If you look very closely, you can see a guy inside of it. He has a helmet on.
Inside of a blurry shoe.
Got a black visor. He's sitting down in it. You could see his shoulders here.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's where you're pointing. I thought we were talking about the huge guy inside the shoe.
Yeah.
Look to the right. No. I'm looking at this big-headed thing.
No, this guy right here.
Oh my God.
There's actually 2 guys in there.
Holy crap. Are you telling me you don't see this humongous thing off to the right? where inside the shoe actually is. I am mind blown.
Yeah.
Everyone was looking at this, and I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh my God,
guys.
But that's not where the inside of a shoe is, guys.
There he is, right there.
Yeah, he was looking at the other.
I'm looking at where you would put your foot at in your shoe, right?
There's his visor.
But look at the guy's arms on this.
I know, but I saw the same things he was talking about inside the. Oh my God, Scott! I feel so stupid. I was looking at the wrong place, seeing the same thing you were talking about.
Yeah, he's sitting right there, man. I mean,
is he ever?
Yeah, that's a really clear
that one's even better.
Yeah.
But what about the guy that's sitting right there?
I mean, that's a giant.
What is going on here?
Look, there's two guys.
There sure is.
So the other guy
And some laces.
Well, the guy to the right looks like he's actually waving.
Yeah, he looks
really
like
weird.
Curious George.
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a very, very weird photograph. When we started taking this photograph apart, things started really appearing. And I mean, I don't think that you're gonna have this type of defined definition in a pixelized photograph. I mean, you could clearly see the black visor.
That's
oh my
so
God,
nuts.
Scott, that is so much clearer.
You could see the helmet. You could see his shoulder. You could see his arm outstretched here. You could see his body.
Oh my God.
Whatever the hell he's in, I'll go back to the other picture, which is a little further away, but you could see he's in something.
Yeah, for sure. That is definitely a lot clearer than I was looking at.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And then the steps are going down from the ship.
Yeah.
And then when we get to these discs,
That's just
I was thinking, okay, well, these are just circles. And then whenever I zoomed in on those, they actually have patterns and they're discs.
You can see mirrors and all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, I think they might be on the bottom of a ship. I don't know why we don't see the whole ship, but they're in perfect formation.
Because they're at angles.
Yeah.
Look at the definition here. Look at the square cutout.
Yeah. I think these are all lights at the bottom of a triangular ship. I don't know.
Too though, Doctor, but they aren't connecting that triangle. I think these might be independent, like from World War II. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could be independent, but how do they keep such a tight formation? I don't know.
I don't either. I really
so
don't.
Clear the circles.
Yeah, but those circles are all like, if you look at each circle, each one is like a shape at a different angle and a different oval.
I mean, these two here, they both have the same structure on that far side.
Yeah.
You could see it clear as a bell. That is perfectly geometric, straight lines, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle, straight line, 90-degree angle.
Rip, dude.
And then same thing here. This is a different one. It's on a different angle. You could see something round here, but you could see the same pattern right there.
And so what did you do to these? You inverted the image first, right?
Yeah, I inverted the image first, and then I stacked these images to create the high definition. And once I created the high definition and stacked them, this is what comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Those colors are not there, guys.
This is just the inverted image here.
Yeah.
This wasn't in the high definition, and we could still almost see his visor, his helmet, the chin. I mean, you have to just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I could see it, but once we did the high definition and stacked the photograph, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is, man. I mean, if you zoom into these up here, even zoomed in, you can see these definitions. And these discs, they're on an angle. Like if you hold a plate and you turn the plate sideways, you'll see, you'll see that it's a disc, not a ball. It's not a sphere.
It's an ellipse. It's elliptical because we're not looking at it from the top or the bottom. We're looking at an angle.
That is a trip. I sent it to the right team for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm good with the photographs, man. I mean, I spend hours analyzing the photographs. I've analyzed thousands of pieces of video, thousands and thousands of photographs. But this one here, I mean, just looking at the geometry here, it is perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and that's not
I was
pixelized.
trying to be funny and sent him a funny picture today. A shoe store on the moon turned into.
Yeah, I'll break it out. There's no doubt about that. You know, and again here, I mean, look, you could see the same cutout. These are two different discs, but they still have the same pattern on the same right side.
You can see
That's telling me that these are craft. These are some kind of craft.
Yeah, look at those shadows, man. You can see them.
Yeah, they're raised up and they're three-dimensional.
Wow.
They could be wormhole portals.
Whoa, that's a good one. See, Jesus. Wow. Damn. This is amazing.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they are. We may never know what they are, but you know, when you go from
Stargate,
when you go from this, there's multiple ones, and I haven't even dissected the rest of this photograph, which I'll do tomorrow. I'll zoom in and I'll find out what each one of these spheres are.
Yeah.
But they're not spheres though. They're actually on an angle like this one.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, this is from like a probably like a 30-minute video where we were trolling the moon using an IR UV cut filter plus a moon glow filter. We cut through the obfuscating system of the moon. This is from a humongous moon base. I mean, humongous. We're talking smokestacks. We're talking shoe stores.
I'd love to look at that video.
You're gonna love it. So think about how many layers to this lie there is. So
I know, man. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. If this is a holographic projection, this is some deep lie. You know what I mean? So not only did I have to figure out how to cut through the first lie, then I had to send it off to Scott Sion so he could cut through the second lie. You know?
I mean, it looks like he's actually holding on to a steering mechanism because his arm is outreached.
Yes.
You can see the bend in the elbow right here. It's connected to his shoulder. There's clearly a helmet with a dark visor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's his freaking head.
You do not shoot the moon with an IR UV cut filter. That's not normal. No one does that. I did that because I was trying to figure out how to cut through this obfuscating system. I knew there was one. I refused to believe that there wasn't one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally busted through. So anyone who's listening to this, you have a telescope, get yourself an IR UV cut filter and you will see the real moon. Well, you'll see the next layer to the lies.
Yeah, it's a lot more clear.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very strange. Very, very, very strange, man. I mean, that picture was
unbelievable.
More than what we thought. That's so crazy.
I'm gonna pick the rest of it apart tomorrow morning, and I'll let you know. You know, I'll probably find something. I'm already thinking in my head now that I'm gonna find. I'll do a little bit more work on it, and there's definitely somebody. I don't know. Definitely looks like a figure. You know, a man figure. Who knows?
I'll show you guys some images real quick of the cloaking technology I'd uncovered. Yeah, okay. Just real quick. And because I'm getting kind of tired, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm old. All right.
It's a weekend.
Yeah.
He's an old man, though.
All right. So when we were picking out the cloaking technology on the moon, let me show you. This is cloaked and uncloaked. This is what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is on the left-hand side, you'll just see a smooth, dusty surface. On the right-hand side, you'll see with an IR UV cut filter, you'll see an actual structure. You know what I mean? You'll see the shadow, everything. You know, as you can see, it's like a, what's the word? Garage, like a two-car garage. You know what I mean? Yeah, kind of like a bunker or something.
So this is what, like, look at Cass's photos and
the
place is different.
Yeah, this is all from my book, Unlocking the Magic of the Moon. which has not dropped, but it will sooner or later. But this is from a chapter called Doorways on the Moon, where, as you can see, there's a lot of doorways on the damn moon. These cannot be seen without an I or a UV cut filter. So just go to show you. This is
unbelievable. I must get your book.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, I promise.
Yeah, look at that, man. That looks like all kinds of naughtiness.
Wow.
And I mean, it is a very inhabited place. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, I thought it was inhabited before. I definitely thought that something like this was happening there, that it was full of creatures. But
yeah, let me.
This is amazing.
Let me get my hands on some of these originals, and you never know. We might find a little bit more. We might find a little bit more deep.
Look at that.
You're gonna love this one, Doctor. This is an actual graveyard on the moon. Okay. And if you look in here, there's a chapter where I dive into this area where you can see crucifixes all over the place. You can see flowers on people's gravestones. You can see headstones. You can see all of it. It is unbelievable. So
Yeah,
this
we kind of like named our own places on there because it's definitely different.
It's definitely different. And every area has something special going on about it. But
you actually see people.
Oh yeah.
But they don't really.
But they never move.
Yeah,
that's what makes
weird.
us think this is all a holographic projection.
It could be, and it could not be. I mean, that's pretty weird.
That's very weird. Why would they never move? I don't get that part.
Yeah, that's not normal.
I was telling Scott earlier that my wife and I had always called this the Rio de Janeiro Jesus. All right, you know what? Let me just show you. Okay, this is it's real quick. I promise. So we always called it the Rio de Janeiro Jesus. Okay, but because I always thought it looked like Jesus with his arms spread out. Well, in reality, my wife had looked at it one day. And which side is it? I think it's this one. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. So my wife had looked at it.
Oh yeah, we didn't show them this.
No, we never showed it to them. And I said, a brontosaurus? You're being stupid. Whatever. And then I looked at it. I said, holy shit, that's a brontosaurus. So I don't know if you see it yet, but you do see the Jesus with his arms spread, right? Or at least what I think I call
he's always called
Rio de Janeiro Jesus. Do you see him with his
alien Jesus.
Possibly with his arms spread out, standing?
Point him out. Point him out in the with your cursor.
I don't know if you can you see my cursor?
Yeah, you can see the cursor.
Yeah, okay. All right, so here would be his head, here would be his arms going across, and then this would be his body. I just always called him the Rio de Janeiro Jesus. I don't know if I can see my cursor.
I can see the cursor.
Yeah, okay. Can you guys see?
Maybe you're going too fast.
All right. So here's his left arm. I'm going slow. This is his right arm over here. And this is his big old head. And this is his body down here.
It's weird. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it. The minute I go onto the picture, I'm not sure. But what I see here is a brontosaurus's head with his eyeballs, his neck, where you can see the skin broke, and you can start to see his vertebrae hanging out. Comes down.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Now, this is all my wife. This isn't me.
Well, I mean, I only saw this because I was looking at the Mud Fossil
channel. Mud Fossil University.
Yeah, and he was showing, like, parts of Earth of how big these dinosaurs are. And then he was like showing it. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks just like Mud Fossil.
And you can even see the shadowing underneath the neck. I mean, look at that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the damn thing is actually raised up out of the sky. I never noticed it before.
Yeah, you'll have to get these raw images to me, and I'll do my magic on them and try to bring out more definition.
Oh, wait till you see the clarity of what I'm going to send to you. You are prepare to be mind blown, my friend.
Oh my goodness, that's what the moon looks like.
I mean, we get in deep. Now, here's a much better image. Here's the head, the neck. This is the hind leg. I'm sorry, the front legs. This would be the hind leg. But I think that an actual tree actually fell on the damn thing, because this is a tree trunk, huge tree, and I think it fell and killed a brontosaurus.
Oh my goodness.
It definitely looks like one. There's no doubt about it. I could see the head.
Where his leg would be, and here's where his tail would be. Now, if this is true, if this is a brontosaurus, then the moon is no more than 300 feet wide.
And there's only one brontosaurus.
Yeah.
That's what's weird. I mean, I don't know.
Because look at that. Because there's a brontosaurus. If that's a brontosaurus, and a brontosaurus is only about 75 feet, only about 4 of them can fit across there.
Oh my goodness.
So
Yeah,
just,
I mean, I was looking at this. It looked, the depth of the moon that you see in this image, it could never be as large as it's supposed to be.
no, and it would explain so much of why you can zoom in with it with only a 300 millimeter lens and get so close. You know what I'm saying? Think about that.
I mean, that's what I was saying the other day when I come out of the Walmart and I had my camera, you know, just my cell phone camera, you know, and I just did that little short video, and then I came home, took out my camera, set it up on the tripod, and, you know, with a 50 power zoom lens on a digital camera, you know, you're able to zoom right in. I mean, the moon is, what is it, 2,159 miles in diameter.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's because that we're looking at holographic projections of the moon. This thing doesn't look like the real moon either. Don't forget.
Touching. Sorry.
I mean, the real moon is supposed to be where we've always calculated its orbit to be, because it obeyed all the rules of all the planets in the solar system, which Kepler came up with at the beginning of the 17th century.
Yep.
So the thing is, what things have been like this for a long time. It's just recently things have been changing.
Amen.
They put in all kinds of devices. What we're looking at there doesn't look like the real moon at all. I don't know if that's because it's always been like that, but that's unlikely.
Right here, what you're looking at here, Doctor, it's the real moon. This is the actual real moon you're looking at here. This is the parabolic dish that they project the moon onto.
Yeah, well, it's the moon, the holographic moon.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that there isn't a real moon out there.
Good
It
point.
is not being illuminated by the sun, because the sun is not there either.
Ooh, that's interesting there.
This is what they're holographically projecting the moon onto.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
I agree with. I know it's holographic now.
I'm not saying that the moon has always been fake, guys. I'm just saying it's fake right now. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely fake right now. You know, definitely is. That doesn't look like the real moon either. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is the firmament that goes across the moon. You can only get this using X-ray, infrared technology.
Oh my goodness.
So as you can see, the glass structure that goes across the moon, this is where they holographically project the lies in the skies.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is one of the most high definition photos of the moon, and the realest you will ever find. Look at the gears. This is the gondola that goes across the moon. All the lines that you see is an actual gondola going around the moon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
He's red again.
Yeah, you're red as hell right now, Mr. Trump.
Oh.
But this is all part of the book. This shows where there's things, where there's holes, where there's people, where there's all sorts of fairies and all sorts of things that don't move.
Oh my goodness.
Another picture of the firmament.
We're living in a completely fake world.
Yes,
It's really hard to digest, I think.
It's very hard to chew and even harder to swallow.
Yeah, it's very rare that I'm speechless, but yeah, I'm a little speechless.
I know. I think last time we were showing this, people were just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, people's mouths are open.
Yeah,
we've done extensive research on the moon. I can show you in any different scenario as you want to see it.
When did you take these images?
I've been taking images of the moon for a solid year now.
Okay.
We have a year's
When
worth
did
of.
you publish your book?
Well, we didn't publish yet. We actually just got back from the editor just today, actually.
probably a couple more.
A couple more weeks. All I need is 2 solid days to go back over it. I need to.
You need to do 2 more chapters.
Yeah, I need to do 2 more chapters, and then we're out. But I mean, look at this. This is what we have to look forward to. You're finally going to get the real truth about the moon that you never knew. Okay, we're going to uncover every single solitary part, from the firmament to the holographic projections to what the moon actually looks like. I mean, this is what the moon actually looks like here to the right-hand side. It's scary, but
you're definitely gonna get a knock on the door.
Oh yeah.
No, I know. We've quite a visit.
Yeah, we get visitors.
I don't think we spoke to you about that, but yeah, we've been approached a lot with people and then followed.
Yeah,
nothing harmful. I don't know what
actually I think they're cheering for us. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's really, really strange, the people that they bring to us.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious to us.
Yeah. Because we will go anytime we're in public. The only people that ever approach us want to talk about,
or just everything that we know.
Yeah.
They talk to us about it because they know that that's what we like, but nobody talks to you about that. That's strange. You don't just bring things up out of nowhere to meet somebody.
Well, I guess the real moon could be a lot smaller than we've been told, but then it would be a lot denser. No, it wouldn't be closer. It would have to be at that particular distance because that was measured a long time ago. But it would have to be a lot denser. Smaller but denser.
That makes sense. Yeah, it definitely is like a biscuit. It's a biscuit. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, those are pretty wild looking pictures, man. Those are really, really like in-depth shitload of detail. Woo!
Yeah, guys, I don't mess around. I've been seeing the moon. You're looking at this image right here is over 5,000 stacked images.
Sorry, it's what?
5,000 stacked images.
5,000 stacked images. Just, I mean,
wow.
Yeah. And I mean, this isn't even the high definition one, but look how close you can get. And this is the ISS transiting at one point. One of the shots that I got.
Oh my goodness.
So that's still stuck.
But look at the depth of it. Look at the mess in there.
And this is the low resolution one.
It's messy as anything.
Yeah, look at all this crazy shit. Broken firmament everywhere and strings going.
Oh my goodness.
It looks like it came out of Scott's nose. Look at this.
Yeah, man, right?
It's disgusting.
Yeah. Watch this. Look at this gear right here. Turning the
it's like a Ferris wheel.
But you know what? That's what threw me off though. I can't lie. When I was doing my research on the moon, I was at the same time as going down the rabbit hole of if NASA actually went to the moon or not. And this gondola up here ended up being one of the proofs that I put in my book that NASA may have actually gone to the moon. And the reason why is they have pictures of the gondola from different angles that you could only get if you were on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And that scared me because I didn't want to lie. And I wanted to say the truth. Like, look, they've got pictures of a gondola that I know exist up there. No one else knows it. I've never heard it anywhere else. And these guys have it from a different angle. They may have been up there, guys. I'm just going to tell you.
Like at one point.
But the one thing I can't find is that fucking lunar. Oh, I'm sorry. That lunar module, okay? I can't find it. I cannot find it anywhere.
Well, they wouldn't have gone in that lunar module. I don't think so.
Yeah, that thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They would have gone in something else. They would have gone in a ship that's electromagnetically shielded.
Okay.
And they wouldn't go in those flimsy things. Those are just to fool the public.
I agree with Claudia on that because, I mean, if you take a look at the materials that we had available in the 1960s and the amount of radiation and even their spacesuits.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm not buying it. I don't care. Not in that day and time with the technology that was available. I just can't buy it, man. I mean,
well, they lost technology.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to do another live stream and delve into more of the mysteries of the moon, because like I said in my little video, I've always been fascinated with the moon. I've always, wondered, again, it's supposed to be 240,000 miles away. They claim that it's 2,159 miles in diameter, but yet we can see it so clearly. The numbers just don't add up, is what I'm saying.
No, for sure. And you're talking to the moon guys, so if you want answers, I got it. I love to talk moon, and I've got footage that no one else has. I promise you that. So if you want to do some more live streams and you want to talk moon, you're talking to the right guy.
Yeah, click on your stop share button.
I think
it says we're
still says we're screen sharing.
Yeah.
How do I do this? Why is it so difficult for me? Okay.
And then
Jesus.
There you go.
There we go. I can shoot the moon. I can't shoot this.
I don't know. He has such a hard time with it.
There's not a Google thing that's ever been invented that works in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll definitely get together. I'll give you a buzz tomorrow, and I'm going to go through that picture a little bit more.
Okay.
And we'll definitely do another live stream on what's out there on the moon, because I'm fascinated by what's out there. There's some things I don't believe, but that usually centers around NASA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't believe the majority of their shit.
I'm only gonna say the real shit. If you want, we can
Wow, what was that?
What's that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What was that?
What happened?
It sounded like static.
It sounded like you were on a walkie-talkie just now.
Are we getting interference?
My sound card's broken. My wife here decided to drop kick my laptop one day. And so every once in a while, my sound goes and it goes crazy.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, okay, somebody's tuning into us.
Sorry.
It could be though.
I'm surprised it only happened once.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, they're sitting there in the black van, tuning in. Yeah, you got him. You got him.
Us all the time.
On the website, you will see me on the About Us page. I am actually loosening up the nuts of a white van. In all seriousness, that white van used to sit outside and video record our balcony. And so when we would walk our dog, I would go into that van, and twice I went into that van, and it was actually TV screens in there pointed at a camera setup that was pointed at our balcony.
Yeah.
And I went there, and there was no one in the van. This happened 2 times. I went into that van. There was no one there. There was only a camera and TVs. So I stole the camera and TVs. Right? So
next time, take a gigantic potato with you, a raw potato, and shove it in the exhaust pipe all the way. That way, whenever they drive it away, a little bit of carbon monoxide starts filling in.
Oh yeah.
So on the About Us page, there's a picture of me unscrewing the nuts on the right?
They never came back. Yeah.
I stole their TVs, their camera, and I booby trapped them.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
That never left. And it's a working truck too.
Yeah.
It's like FPL or something like that.
They had it disguised as like a Florida power company.
But they're always there.
In 2016, they did the same thing to me right across the street from my house. They posed as the cable company. And they had a Comcast cable pickup truck, which they don't have. And the technician was working on my neighbor's old-fashioned gigantic satellite dish. The real big gigantic metal ones.
Yeah.
And I walked right up on his ass and I said, "Excuse me." I said, "What are you doing?" First of all, it was 7:30 in the morning. Okay, they're not there that early. And then the guy got like kind of spooked and he left. And then when my neighbor got home later on in the afternoon, I says, "Hey, Bill, did you have any problem with your cable? Did you call the cable, Comcast out here?" He's like, "No, why?" Because the guy said they had an 8 a.m. call appointment, but him and his wife, they never called.
Wow.
They were doing something at the base pole of that huge satellite dish. It's been in his yard for 25 years.
Oh, God.
He just never took it down. It's massive. Birds sit on it. But I don't know what the hell they were doing, and it had nothing to do with him, but I lived right across the street. And then a couple of days later, something happened, and all of the electronics in my house were fried. My computer, my TV, everything electronic in my house was junk. All
That's
gone.
what you did for interrupting him during his.
Yeah, they did something, man. Yep. They definitely zapped something, them scumbags. But, it's definitely been real, man. We'll get together again. And,
thank you so much for having us. I hope we didn't check shit on your rug.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I got a steam cleaner.
So, guys, if you don't mind, anyone who wants to get in touch with us, please come to the website. That's the number 4, THEWOKE.com, forthewoke.com. While you're there, check out the Woke Lounge, the first and only social media website designed by yours truly, strictly for the woke. Strictly for the woke.
Yeah, I'll put the links and everything in the description box after the video processes. And if you want, man, download this and put it up on the
This is a great interview. I'm very happy about this.
Oh yeah, any live stream with me, man, is definitely one for the books.
I loved it. Hey, and anytime you guys can have us back on, please come on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Albers, do you have any last words? I always like saying that. Do you have any last words?
Any last words? I always have a last word, and that is that things are not going to get better on our planet. And therefore, we should get to know our Creator. His name is Jesus.
Nice.
Yes, and because He can help us, we're not going to get any help from anywhere else.
Amen.
Except me. No, I'm just joking.
And my Mossberg.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely been real. We've had an absolutely fantastic time with Andrew and his wife. And I will put the links for his website and his YouTube channel. You can also find him on Facebook. Definitely, most definitely, some fantastic material. It will definitely broaden your mind. And just in a few conversations, with Andrew and looking at some of these photographs, you see what we've uncovered. And that's what it's all about, uncovering the truth.
Non-stop, baby.
Yep, absolutely, folks. So make sure you stay tuned to Planet X News, Dr. Claudia Albers' channel, and I will put all the link information in the description box for the Boogeyman.
Well,
go and stay safe out there. Take care.